Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you're still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go. Yo, what up, man? Everybody, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate your patience too, man. We started a little late because we got Misfit Soto in the house today, man. What y'all think? Why don't you say
What's up, man? What's good? What's good? Over here.
And he knows this rap thing. He's been doing it for a minute. You produce, you engineer, right?
Yeah.
You rap yourself and shit. So I was like soaking up game. I was asking like 21 questions right here and shit, dude.
Yeah,
I feel a little embarrassed and shit because I'm like, oh, I want to do this. Hey, I'm trying to do this.
If there's a
you
will,
just know
there's
everything
a way.
and shit, dude.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. And everybody knows I'm always trying to learn something, bro, for sure. Like, I'm always trying to like, I don't want to say like cut costs, but I'm always trying to keep everything like in house because you know what one thing that sucks is when you're trying to do something, you gotta wait on somebody and shit, right?
Full control is the best situation.
Yeah, like you come in here and record whenever you want and shit,
for sure.
That's dope about having your studio, right? Like you wake up and I'll be like, damn, I feel like fucking making a banger right now.
Always, fool. Like whenever it just hits, it hits,
Yeah.
But also like having, studio so just accessible. Sometimes it could be a bad thing because you get kind of like lazy.
Oh, really?
Like, say
like
if
I'll do it later.
If I get like a beat block or something, instead of it, what it would take probably 3-4 days, I drag it on to like 3-4 weeks.
Oh shit!
I just be like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later because I could just do it whenever I want.
Yeah.
Whereas too, like if I had a studio where I had to drive to and pull up and there was other
time is money, and shit.
Right? So then I would actually be like, all right, boom, 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 get to it like I used to,
Yeah.
Right
I know about that shit, dude. Anybody that knows me, dude, the first thing they'll tell you is like, oh, that fool's always looking at his watch. Like, if we're in the studio and shit, and I see people chopping it up, I'm kind of like, hey, you got that beat ready and shit,
Yeah.
Let's keep it pushing and shit, dude, Definitely. I could be annoying when it comes to shit like that, bro, But I do have like product management background, dude. So that's why I'm kind of like on like trying to keep shit on time, trying to get productive and shit.
Well, that's good.
Because you know how it is with any homies. You in there, you blazing, you drinking. Next thing somebody comes in, you're chopping it up now and shit. You know.
I remember. I remember I was doing this. Oh man, this session with this one cat. I don't even want to say his name.
Yeah.
But this fool like was bugging me, dog. Like bugging me, like Misfit, put me on, Misfit, put me on, Misfit for fucking like ever, dog. And I was like, look, fool, I'm booked, dog, but I got you. Don't trip. Like when the time's right, I got you. I got you. And I would, I would record him here and there. And one time he was just like, he got mad at me, right? And he's like, oh, I was like, all right, dog, I'm gonna cancel. Like I'm gonna reschedule this fucking session just to bring you in.
Yeah.
Fool, he comes in there. He calls some females in to drop him off weed.
Yeah.
And this who tells me, hey, dog, I'll be back. I'm going to go get some food real quick. That fool leaves, doesn't come back, dog.
Oh, man.
Yeah, fool. And left some weirdo-ass fool. He's like, oh, I'm going to do a song with the homie right here. And I'm like, who's this fool? Like, And this fool's all like, he was like on something from. And I was like, damn, dog, like. And so he took off and never came back. Fool.
Oh man,
that's the last time I. That's the last time I.
Burn that bridge and shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, and that's crazy because I mean I don't know you. This is the first time we meet in person, bro. But I've been following your social medias and shit. Not like a stalker or crazy kind of way, but you know what I mean and shit. Yeah, and it's like I like when people are like from the South Bay area, bro. I think it's dope to see a lot of artists coming out of the South Bay and all that shit. It's close to hometown, bro,
Right.
So I've been fucking with your music for a minute, dude,
Yeah.
And I was tripping out because I was like, from what I see from you, you're all about business, bro. You're like, let's make this jam, let's do this. Every time I've seen your social media, you always got something going on and shit, bro,
Yeah.
And that's what I always tripped. I remember a while back, it was something you were helping people learn music. You're always working on a project with somebody and shit, dude, So I was kind of like, I never even thought of hitting you up because I was like, oh man, we're such a small channel. The homies is gonna be like, I'll get at y'all later and shit, dude, And that's why I was like, oh man, but we tapped in, bro. That's like, I appreciate you for sure making time, bro.
I hit a link and I was just like tapping in for, and I was just watching it and I catch your shit and I get on it and just like, what's up? Fool? Get on the live.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's all good shit.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, why don't we take it back a little bit, bro? And then they say, look, Smurf's a stalker and shit. I do be on social media and I like checking out artists, dude. Like I like finding new shit. I'm intrigued by, like, I like beats a lot, bro. You know, I don't rap at all, but I can listen to instrumentals all day, bro.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
that's one of the things I enjoy actually and shit. You know,
Yeah.
my wife always trips out like, why you listen to that beat over and over? There's nothing on it, and it's like I'm trying to picture whose voice I can see on it so I can
Yeah.
shoot it to them and shit.
Yeah,
Dude, you
fool.
get me?
You could also do that. You could be
Yeah.
like an executive or like a producer type.
That's kind of
you
what I
know?
consider myself. If I
The
had to title
producer,
myself, I consider myself an executive producer.
Yeah,
and
you
shit,
make it
know?
happen. You put it all
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Give me my credit and shit. You know?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, shit.
Nah.
That's a real thing, dog. Like,
Yeah.
like people think producer is like what a producer really is. What they used to be called, or what they're also known by, is beat programmers.
Yeah.
So it's the beat programmer, and then the producer, which is the one that says, "Okay, do this, do that, do this."
Yeah, yeah,
Boom,
like a
boom.
director
Hey,
and
give
shit
me
by
that.
music.
I need like a like that. So that's the producer, not the beat maker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
And I noticed when you upload stuff like on Apple Music now, they have a section for beat maker, producer, executive
yeah.
producer, and shit like that now too. You
Yeah.
know. But nah, yeah. So why don't we take it back a little bit, bro, and just kind of tell the people like where'd you grow up, dude? Like kind of like
I grew up right there in Lawndale, borderline Hawthorne. Always, you know what I'm saying? Like,
one foot in this side, one foot on that side.
like
and shit?
I'm right on where Rosecrans is. So
Oh, like the border.
boom,
and
boom,
shit.
yeah, back and forth, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's like right there, that little area. I started doing music when I was like 14, 15.
Oh,
When I started
shit.
really, really writing, and then I started recording when I was 16.
What got you into music at 14? I mean, besides like bumping it, right? Everybody bumps music.
Man,
and
I was
shit.
blessed, bro. I had an older brother. I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than me.
All right.
Who was rapping. Like he had a manager. His manager was trying to get him a deal.
Oh, nice.
So he would go at that time. You had to go to Hollywood to hit the studios. You had to pay, go to Hollywood.
And big bucks too at that
Big
time.
bucks
too,
and
huh?
big boards.
Yeah.
The big
Oh,
ass
yeah.
SSL
Like once
boards,
you see
right?
Dr. Dre and the pictures and shit.
So
yeah.
I was about 11 years old, dog, and my brother, like, come on, dog. I say it's a blessing because what 21-year-old wants to, have
You
his
would've
little
been at
brother,
home
like
and
dragging
shit.
his little brother around,
Yeah,
fool.
yeah.
Like I was 11 at the time.
Hey, but
he
just
was-
saying that
he
though,
was-
you grew up in the hood, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Because your mom's not gonna let your 21-year-old brother take you to 11-year-old to the studio. and shit,
But
right?
he
Yeah.
did. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
he
that's
wanted
dope, bro.
he wanted to take me.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, come on, let's go. And I remember he used to have a little bug, a little bug, and him and his homie, like his homie used to smoke a gang of weed, and
Yeah.
I was just in the back seat. I mean, not the back seat, like in the middle right there.
Yeah, yeah.
And those fools were driving to Hollywood. We get there and I just see the big ass SSL board
Yeah.
and like a booth and shit like that, and I'm just in there just soaking it up. Finally, I throughout elementary, I'm rapping his music.
His music, yeah.
So I
You're
know it.
You're like,
and
he's your inspiration. In a
right.
way,
So
right?
I'm in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
saying all his rhymes, and everybody's like, oh shit, but they're all my brother's rhymes. I was claiming they were mine. So I really looked up to him, and then when I was like 15, I was like, hey fool, I need to tell you something. He's like, what's up? I was like, I rap.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, what? I rap. He goes, nah. And then my brother had a little. He lived in the house in front of us, and he had a back room studio.
Yeah.
His own little studio, And he put me on, and I started rapping, and that fool was like, oh shit, and I started recording there. I started learning this program called Sonar,
Mm-hmm.
which is like way before Pro Tools that I learned about.
Yeah.
Sonar. It was called Sonar. That's how we used to record the audio. And from there on, I started learning about, tracks and you know what I'm saying, mixing, EQing, sending,
The
bussing,
fundamentals of that
all
shit.
that
huh?
shit.
Oh,
Well,
man.
And he would teach me, And then I've had like 3 mentors like throughout my whole shit. Like, so at first it was my brother, and then my mentor when I was like 16 going on 17 was okay. So Almighty Suspect,
Uh-huh.
his dad.
Oh, okay.
So his dad is like a LA like underground like a legend, bro. Like for underground hip hop in Los Angeles, his dad is a fucking legend. You know,
Yeah.
from a place called Project Blow right there in Lamert Park. And I remember, fool, like when I found LA underground hip hop, fool, like I got hooked. It was Psycho Realm, Dilated Peoples.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So once I,
it's like the 90s and shit.
Jurassic 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So when I think in '97 I heard that there was a tape, the Psycho Realm tape. My brother played it in his bug. I was like, "What the fuck is going? What is this
Yeah,
shit?"
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it was so different. It was like nothing that was going on at the time.
For real.
I mean, think about it. What was on the radio in that time?
Like the Tupac
Tupac and all
shit,
that shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then you hear this other shit, like where these samples, you know.
Like RBL Posse was one that stood out to me.
RBL Posse was
shit,
tight,
right?
you know. They were like Bay Area, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I got really like I dove into LA underground hip hop to where it's like I discovered this place I like called Project Blowed, and I was like an open mic, and 43rd and Crenshaw right there, and you know, me and my homies would be, you know, we'd catch the bus, the 40 bus, take us all the way there, get off on Crenshaw, you know, and then I met Almighty Suspect's pops right there. His name's LA Cool, or Rifleman, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I met him but oh no, actually I met him before because I got on a website. That was it was called curbserver.com. It was a message board. It wasn't even a website. It was a message board. And I remember just putting, where can I buy some Rifleman CDs? And then that fool replied, shit, you get them from me. I'm like, oh shit, you know, like what the fuck? All right, so we exchanged info. That fool came to my pad with like a whole thing of CD, a whole suitcase full of CDs. But before he even pulled the CD out, that fool sat in his car with Almighty Suspect in the back seat, probably like 18 months old.
Yeah.
Right? In a little, you know, in the car seat. And that fool just talked hip hop for like 2 hours.
Oh, man.
In his car. He was just chilling, talking to me, chopping it up.
Yeah.
Then he goes, oh.
You're like 17 and shit?
I was 17.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, shit, well, anyways, so you want some CDs? Like, yeah, but after like hours, fool.
So he just like loved, he had a passion for that shit,
look,
bro.
I'm gonna let me keep going.
Yeah.
So I hit this fool up again after I buy CDs. I hit this fool up again like 3 months later. Like, hey, what's up? Cool. Like, hey, fool, I'm recording my own music, dog. I was wondering if you could do a song with me, you know? And this fool was like, at that time, he was already like touring Germany and all types of shit. Man. Like the LA underground circuit was big out there in Europe, you know? And that fool was like, yeah, I got you. And that fool just drove one night to my house, and that fool used to live right there in South Central, fool, like off of 117th in Vermont.
Oh.
Right? And he drove all the way to my pad right there and just fucking laid a hook down, did a verse, and was like, all right, yo. That's it, right? And I was like, what the fuck, dog? Like, I just did a song with this fool, and I'm like tripping, right?
Yeah.
And then I hit him up again because he had a show coming up. I'm like, hey, fool, can I go to that show? Like, you think you could like give me it for free? I'm a youngster, you know?
Yeah.
And then he goes, fuck it, dog, yeah, I'll pick you up. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So then after that fool used to take me to his shows. He used to drive from South Central to Lawndale to Hollywood. And he used to let me get on his set for just like one verse. Like he always let like his homies on or whatever.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
and that fool used to just let me grab the mic and just spit a verse of 16 really quick, and then I'd pass it to the next person, you know? And he did that for like a good amount of time, for a couple years. Like that fool was always picking me up, dropping me off. And he had a cousin named Pterodactyl who was part of his group, who kind of linked me up with him. So then now we were like real close, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a trip, dog, because he was the first one to put me on stage at like the Knitting Factory, right? The Key Club. Yeah. Anywhere he had a show, and it was always popping at that time. It was you know, it was early 2000s. LA underground hip hop was fucking popping. Like, it was crazy. Big ass shows in Hollywood. And he used to, you know, pick me up, drop me off, let me get on stage, drop me back home, and then drive home. You know what I'm saying? Never asked me for gas money, you know, none of that shit. So that's my OG. His name's LA.
Just out of love and shit.
Out of love, dog.
Because he didn't really know you and shit.
Nah. He didn't know me, dog.
But the hip hop community was like that. It is.
Really? It's just not even like he's like that.
Oh.
And this was like the biggest gang. He's like from Broadway's, bro. He's but he, you know, he kind of did all that shit when he was young. So once he was like already 20, 21, that fool was just about his hip hop shit, music shit. And it's just a trip because I'd be like, oh, like, you know, you see the relationship between Mexicans and blacks right now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that same situation. I mean, like happening nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's also 10 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
So at that time, he was like 27, picking up some young Mexican dude, like Mexican kid, whatever, and putting him on and just for the fuck of it, for the love of it, for you know. And I think that's where a lot of that's why I am how I am when it comes to artists.
Yeah.
Why
I'm always first experience.
I'm always so willing to try to help and try to, you know, and try to motivate or try to, you know, put people on to some shit, like, because that's what I know. That's what I was given. You know, that was a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was given that I was shown that love. You know what I'm saying? From somebody who really like
was doing it,
dog. And I still don't understand it. Maybe it's not for me to understand, but I was definitely blessed, dude, and fortunate.
It's crazy how life works sometimes, right? Because that just inspired you right there, like from your brother to meeting him to just like boom, now like you're like knee deep in hip hop and shit, basically, and shit, right? You know?
And so and like the thing was like at the Project Blow at that time, like you couldn't be a biter, fool. You had to be different.
Yeah. Everybody would be like,
dog, you had to be,
sound like,
you're a biter, fool. You're a fucking biter. Like, you had to be different. You couldn't be sounding like this or doing songs like your whole thing was like, fool, like, let's see how this fool sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he doing? What's so unique about him? Being unique was the shit. You know, everybody wanted to be different. So you'd have motherfuckers, it's like, some weird ass voices. There's a fool named Bus Driver who's like crazy ass voice, dog. If you look him up, fool, like his name's Bus Driver, and that fool's just, he sounds like a fucking cartoon character when he raps, but he's hard, fool. Like, he's dope as fuck. Pterodactyl too. He had a very deep voice, very baritone, like, you know, and Chopped always like rapped really fast, like Twista type of style, but like with more like choppy flavor type shit. Like, it's just, if you know Project Blow, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, like the style that was coming out of LA at the time was like
Project Blowed, like almost blowed up.
Blowed, B-L-O-W-D. Then you had
blowed up's not even a word and shit. But
Project Blowed,
I would try to explain, like, all right,
And so, you know, that was like my second mentor, dog. He really, you know, I got my confidence from going on stage and shit like that, and
getting, the young age too. Dude. I mean, there must have been at least 100 people at these type of shows, right?
For sure. They were packed. They were always packed,
like in small little places too. So you was like in the people and shit, basically, yeah.
And then so after
and
that,
mostly blacks.
You know what? The beautiful thing about LA underground hip hop, it was just like every race. Fool.
Oh, really? Like some Asians, some Güeros,
like at the Blowed at that time, because they closed it down. It's been closed for years already. But Thursday night, when they had that, you know, they have it every week, every Thursday. That was the only night that you would be able to have Asians, whites, blacks, Samoans, you know what I'm saying, Mexicans.
Yeah.
Every race can be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go there on a Friday night, you probably get pressed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a black neighborhood.
Sure.
So, you know, you'd probably get pressed. But
that one night was like.
But Thursday nights were just like, it was something godly about it, fool, where it's like, it's just like everybody, it's like a melting pot.
That's dope.
Different races, you know? And if you, and people judge you off your skill. They didn't judge you off what you were, like, in the streets, or, fool, can you rap or not? Are you dope or not, fool? You know, are you original or not?
You would get clowned.
Oh, like, dude.
Did you ever see anybody that was not that good or up to
all
par?
The time, fool, yeah, all the time. It was set up for battles, fool. Like, everybody.
It's not
was
like
outside.
right now where people can rap and it's like,
no,
shit.
We're talking about real freestyles, fool. We're talking about like
off the dome type
off
shit.
the off the dome. Like, and it's not like, you know, now if you put up rap battles, there's no beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, there's like no beat, fool. So, but over here there was like fools outside beatboxing and shit.
Oh.
And so motherfuckers would be like really freestyling, fool. And like, if you couldn't rap, fool, like, fuck it, you lose it. You lose that Thursday, but you come back next Thursday and you try again. You come back next Thursday, you try again until finally you're like, oh shit, I'm pretty dope. You know what I mean? Or like, fuck, I didn't get served this week. You know, because everybody was outside. I'm talking about little ciphers, like fucking 3-4 at a time. One here, and everybody's at the corner in the street, chilling right there, fool. Yeah. And it was beautiful, dog. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
And you know, you either right there. It's like you either got served, and you had a choice. You could stop rapping, or you can come back next week.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because like how I've never been, so the way I'm imagining it is, you ever seen that Fast and the Furious movie and when they all gather up in Hawathorne and they're in the cars about to race? And it's like this group here, this group there, kind of like that.
There's footage of the Project Blowed. If you go to YouTube, just look up Project Blowed, not the anniversary shows, but look up Project Blowed Cypher or Project Blowed.
It's all pixelated videos.
It's a little pixelated.
I'm gonna check them out, dude.
But you'll see right there the corner, fool. Everybody's standing outside, big ass groups of people, and everybody's just rapping. Dog, you got one cipher going on at the same time. There's another one, and it's just dope. When there was, you know, Tumex came out of there. Tumex came out of the good life, but like, you know, artists like Tumex. There's another artist named Cholo Lancinco, who's just fucking like, I don't know, like, I heard like some shit that he did a couple years ago. I haven't really kept up on his, like, I don't know if he has any newer shit, but like, he started like, he was recording with like live instruments. Like he had like real big band musicians playing like these instruments, and so the sound was just, it was crazy. It was very. He's always been experimental, and like,
I just saw a rapper that tapped in from Compton, Kiki Smooth.
Oh, Kiki Smooth from Compton?
Yeah, I guess he's been doing music for a minute.
With Yella, right? With DJ Yella.
He used to be with like, I guess he said he was one of the first rappers signed to Ruthless Records, Hispanic.
Yeah, that's the homie. He's cool. I met him a few times. He's been around, bro.
Yeah,
Kiki
he has.
Smooth.
Yeah, but he just did this song with like a banda, and he mixed it into a hip hop beat. Nothing I ever heard, and mixed in Spanish and English lyrics. I was just like, damn, that shit was hard, dude.
Yeah,
you know?
fool, he's a hip hop head, fool. For sure. He's been doing it for a minute. He keeps up with what's going on though too. You know, he has some dope, like, it's not all like old school or whatever.
Yeah. That sound was way different for me, for sure, dude. And going back to you, like, who's your third mentor and shit?
My third is Conejo.
Oh, sure, okay.
So Conejo was like, you know, when I first started, you know, doing my shit like almost 5 years ago. Because I stopped, and then here we go. You know, life takes over.
Life is lifing and shit.
And then the game was just like, you know, everybody was, you know, looking like Mr. Capone type shit. It was a Capone era. Yeah. So I was just like doing I was working, dog, you know, in culinary fucking school and working at restaurants.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that and shit later, but yeah.
And then so when I started doing music, it was through the homie Cujo, because I ran into Cujo, and we just started fucking going on live on Instagram, and he would always be like, hey, check out my homie, check out my homie, check out my homie, check out my homie. And finally, people were like, man, who the fuck is this guy, you know?
Yeah. Who is this homie?
I just be like right there, what's up? Yeah, hey. You know? And so,
because you're still young at this age, like 18,
this was
19?
like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, this was like 5 years ago. And then when I first met Cujo, and then so then like that same year, I'm already like kind of dropping my first couple of videos, and so I'm getting people are like noticing, right?
Yeah.
And this is Conejo had just got out. He just beat his case
from being on the run all those years to, you know.
And he hits me up on Instagram. He DMs me, and he goes, "What's up?" He goes, "Video shoot tomorrow. Pull up." Just like that.
Yeah.
He shot me the address and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, fool, you want to go to this video shoot?" So Cujo's like, "Yeah, let's go." So we drove out there, And as soon as that fool, you know, they opened the gates to the fucking property, that fool just came out. He's like, "What's up?" You know? And after that, fool, like we just like there was a bond between me and him where it's like he understands me as an artist, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, cause he's a real artist, fool. Like as you know, like it's like to be able to get whatever the fuck like emotions or not scared to show any type of like, but you know, like he appreciated the fact that I released the song. I wasn't too sure about. It was kind of like on some like heartbreak shit.
All right.
And so I was just like, fuck, if I put this song out, I don't know how people are gonna react because I didn't want
It's
to
not
seem
your
soft.
style
I don't
and
want to
shit,
seem
too.
soft.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
my style for
Oh,
sure,
right.
you know. But I just didn't want to put it out because it's like, fuck, I don't want people to be like, oh, this fool's fucking. But then Conejo hit me up. He's like, hey, fool. He's like, that song that you just put out, fool. He's like, if you got any more like that, fool, just keep fucking doing your shit. Don't stop. Don't be afraid to fucking drop that shit, fool. Like that shit's dope. And then so I was like, well, fuck. If he's telling me this, he can't. You know, he's knows something, right? So I dropped another one, and then that's when like I started getting like a lot of support from like females and like stuff like that because they're like, damn, your songs are dope. And then fools, I get calls. I had to get a WhatsApp, right? I got a WhatsApp. I have fools from prison hitting me up like, hey, fool, can you get WhatsApp? And I was like, yeah, the homie wants to talk to you, right? And I'm like, all right. So boom, boom, and they'd call me and they'd be like, hey, fool, hey, I just want you to know, dog, that song that you put out, fool, was like, I played it for my girl and like this and that and fool and like
a little Art LeBeau status.
Yeah, and they're just like, fool, you're fucking dope, dog. He's like, and then one was like, you know what? You speak. He's like, those songs. He's like, you speak for motherfuckers like me who I can't find the words. You know, I can't find the words to tell my girl. Like, but it's like the exact same shit we're going through. So I just play her your song. Oh, right, you know. Yeah. So like shit like that. And
that's dope.
Yeah. Shit. So and these are fools in prison hitting me up, like or just the fools that you would think are like these fools are too hard. They're not, they just don't know how to how to
how to speak their feelings,
and shit. So I got a lot of people, a lot of support from that too, because it's like at that point I was like not scared to be vulnerable on my songs, on my music. You know what I'm saying? Because people see that as weakness, But low key, it's like, okay, I'm going through that shit too. I just can't show it. But fuck it, this fool, I want to bump that shit, like, So, when I started doing that, my fan base grew and grew and grew and grew, and then I did some shit, a video with Conejo, and then we just got, we got cool, got close. I was like, fool, like, what's up? Let me, you know what I'm saying? Put me on, fool,
Yeah.
He's like, I got you. I was like, so what do you want me to do? He's like, post that shit. And so I put, boom, SKM. And after that, he started doing like his Nightmare Before Christmas shows. And he put me on that. He started doing tours. He put me on those. He did any show out the city. He put me on that.
Damn.
He just took me like, everywhere he went for Culinary, And he linked me, like, we linked up with Mr. Shadow and Mr. Little One and me and Conejo. So it was 4 of us. We did an album or like an EP called The Untouchables. I produced that whole shit.
Oh, dope.
He just gave me the opportunity to just like experience fucking working with legends and like,
And it's crazy how your mentorships have worked, right?
Yeah.
Like your brother opened it up to music.
Yeah.
The other dude opened you up to getting into the talent and shit, like actually doing the music.
The performing.
And then the third one just opened a bunch of doors and shit.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, huh? Like all like in stages. And like as you were getting ready, like almost like not courting you, but like preparing you for like that moments and shit.
I mean, I don't even know, dog. It just seems like it, but I mean, I could just say that it's all been a blessing,
You believe in like destiny type shit and all that, or?
I believe in that. I believe that
like
that
the universe.
We can't have it. I believe we can fuck up our destiny. Like I believe in free will, and I believe that that like there are things you could do to fuck your shit up. Like even speaking negative can fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
I believe in the power of your words. I believe that if you speak negative all day, that's all you're gonna get back.
That's true, yeah.
You know?
Do you believe, like, for example, if you're supposed to go a certain way and you keep going the different way, bad things happen to try and get you back into the right way and shit?
No, I just think those are circumstances of your choices.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that if you come to a choice, you know, whichever one you make, it's like, okay, you wanted to make that choice, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, and some people never get off of that road. Fool. Those are the ones that die early, die young. The ones that, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, like just make the wrong choices or
I've had stuff where, like, for example, like, I don't want to do something, even though I feel like it's good, right? And I'm like not gonna do it, and like somebody calls me like to do it, right? Like there's times on this podcast, for example, that I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna do it, you know?
Yeah.
And then like the homie Buck will call me, what's up, bro? Let's hop on the live today. Like literally, like at the same moment that I'm thinking, like, oh, not today and shit, dude. You get me?
Yeah.
Or like sometimes I feel like, oh, people ain't fucking with us type shit, you know? And then like a homie hits me up like, hey, bro, I want to hop on and shit, you know?
I feel like
you get what I'm saying? Kind of like things like that.
That's the result. That's the result of like the energy that you keep around you. Fool. Like say if say you personally, you don't. Sometimes you have your days you don't want to do shit. But say if your homies are people that are like minded, and they're like a safety blanket, safety net, right? Because they're gonna motivate you when you don't want to do it. So that's the importance of keeping like-minded people around you. That you pick the ones that are that have drive and ambition and want the same things that you do. If you do that, if you keep your circle small and tight, and keep motivated people next to you, whenever you feel like you want to do shit, guess what?
Yeah.
Somebody in your circle's gonna hit you up and be like, "Let's do it, fool." Whatever, boom.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Yeah, and I've had shit like that happen in different life things, like for example, getting a job, bro, and I'll just be like, nah, I'm not gonna take that job. But now I've learned to kind of like, I used to be always the type of person that'll just jump to a decision. Like, I just want to get it over with. I just want, like, fuck, you know, and I would make bad decisions and shit. And now I learned through life where it's just like, let me wait and listen. You get me? I'm not listening to a person or something, but I'm just waiting. And it sounds corny as fuck, bro. I don't want to sound like mystic and shit, but like, I just wait for like the universe or God to throw me the sign, bro.
Right.
Basically, like, so when it's a big decision in my life, and then like say me and my wife are talking about something, I would just be like, you know what? Let's take a day. Like, we don't gotta decide right now. Let's take a day and see what happened. And I swear the craziest shit will happen. Like, somebody will call me and bring that subject up without them knowing anything, or like a story of relation will come up on the TV. Like, it sounds corny, that's what I mean. But
no, it's not.
But I just listen though, you get me?
Yeah.
And I just be like, oh man. Or I go to church and then the pastor will be talking about something. And obviously those stories are made to be relatable and shit, you know? But then I'm kind of like, oh man, you know, like, that fool was talking about that same shit, you know, like you get me?
I just think we have more control than what we know.
Yeah, for
You
sure,
know?
right?
We have a lot more.
Well, that's what I'm
control
saying.
than
You
what
can
we
go
know.
against the grain or with the grain, but like you said, there's consequences to the actions that you take, right? You know?
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it all comes back down to like your words, fool, and what you put out.
Yeah,
That's what because I mean there was this Japanese like school teacher or scientist or something who like I seen this on the internet, right? This fool, and they've done these tests with like rice, but they grab 2 jars and they put rice in them, boiled rice, you know. And so one jar they'll put negative comments. The other jar they'll put positive comments, right? So they'll speak into this jar. They'll open it. You fucking bitch, I hate you. All types of negative shit. You're fucking ugly, you motherfucker, right? But then this one, they'll be like, oh, I love you. Oh, this and this and that. You're so great. You're right. After like a week, this jar turns brown.
And that's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, it starts to fucking like spoil and this one remains white. Just like how it was when they first took it out the
That's crazy and shit, huh?
Also, and then the same kind of test was done, right, in Japan with with water.
The walls are thin and shit.
Yeah, with water, right?
Uh-huh.
Particularly frozen water. So they grab this water and they speak negative shit into this bottle of water, and then they do it positive bottle of water. So then they poured them out, they froze it, and they put the ice under a microscope, and there was actually patterns like little glacier patterns.
Yeah.
So like the negative one, food, like it was all fucked up and it was like shatters everywhere.
Yeah.
And the one that was positive was like these patterns, like, you know, that fucking, what's that shit called? Like the kaleidoscope shit.
Uh-huh.
Like all that, like real, like crazy, like beautiful fucking
like
patterns.
nice, like a crystal kind of shit.
Yeah, dog.
Oh,
and it's just crazy. Fool. Like
Yeah,
I believe in that.
That is crazy. I'm gonna have to check that out, dude, because that is interesting and shit, dude. You know?
It's all like, even the Bible says it. Life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if you're a motherfucker, yo, homie, I'm, you know, like speaking about death and getting killed, and you're gonna die. Fool.
Yeah, it's gonna come and shit.
You're calling it.
You're speaking it to existence,
right?
And shit,
so that's why I don't do death songs like that. Fool. Like everything I speak, I'll be like, I'm gonna live till I'm 100, and even if I don't, my music's gonna keep me living. Type of shit. Because it's like, fool, I'm a real big believer in that. I try to stay positive. And try to speak positive shit onto me.
Yeah, that's dope. And then from your music is very positive too and shit. I think the first song I ever heard from you, was the one "Letter to Little G" or something like that.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that
people
one,
think that's a diss song and
it's
shit,
not
but
even
I don't
diss
think so.
song.
I heard it, and to me, it's just like kind of like it's like the remake to I think the Dr. Dre one somebody did, right?
Right.
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
one to Dr. Dre, and then like the song didn't even start out like that. Like it was just like, it just kind of like, I was in there with the homie, and then he said something like, because I was writing, he goes, "Who's that to?" He's like, "That's like that. You're talking to King Lil G, huh, fool? Because that fool's there." I'm like, "No, fool." I was like, "But wait, what if I do? Hold on." And I look, and he has one for Dr. Dre. I was like, fuck it, boom. I wrote the first couple of lines over, and then I just went onto that, thing.
Yeah.
Because it was a conversation. Everybody's always talking about that shit. Why don't you ever put no one on?
Yeah.
People talk about that shit all the time.
Yeah. And I had never been involved in music like that to even know and shit.
So I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna.
But I do know the homie has been on grind mode since the first day I ever met him when we were kids, bro.
Yeah.
He was always about doing music and
I
shit.
remember him. I remember him with Little Gangster, and he had that one song. I think his son was doing his ad libs. It was one of those songs.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It's an old ass song, fool. And I've been hip to where he's been since forever, But so I just addressed it, fool. But then see that's where it came to. So like I forgot that it was like gonna get.
Yeah,
it's just like one of those things where it's like I'm just writing it for me and the homie, like, oh shit, fool, look, and he's like, oh, that's hard, fool, that's hard. And then so I just put it up, and then next thing you know, it's just fucking boom from everywhere. People were hitting, like, asking questions about it. I was like, oh shit, I guess it's a good song,
Yeah.
But then I actually gave him the respect of, like, I seen what he had to say about that podcast, and that fool was right, fool. Like, I really don't know the situation, so it's like, how could I really speak on it or be like, So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that shit down. So I took the song down.
Oh shit! See, I didn't know that and shit.
Yeah, I took it down.
But when I heard it, I didn't think it was a diss song and shit.
It's not a diss song, but it's true. It's like I didn't really know what the fuck I was talking about. I was just assuming,
Yeah.
But even like that, I get it. I'm just like, it's kind of corny, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know what the fuck his situation was. You know what I mean? But
because it is different for everybody, dude, for sure.
So I was like, I feel
and the struggle is real,
no
matter where you are in a way and shit, dude.
So I was like, I'll fuck with it, dog. Whatever, I'll take it down.
I used to be the kind of cat that like somebody would tell me something and I would jump to a conclusion. You get me? And I would be like, it's got to be that. It's the only thing that makes sense, right? But when you think about it as a person yourself, you're always gonna want to justify your actions, right? You get me? You're always gonna have your perspective and shit. And then it took me years, bro, to realize that you can't be like that, huh? Like,
Yeah,
I can't assume what Misfit is thinking and
Right.
shit when he says, oh, nah, fuck that shit.
Right.
Like, I'm like, oh, that fool said, fuck that shit. You get me?
Yeah.
And then, like, now I'm kind of like, oh, maybe he's just having a bad day, bro. Maybe he got girl trouble, maybe, you know, like something, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I start giving people the benefit of the doubt now, where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna hit him tomorrow, bro, because it doesn't look like today's a good day and shit. You get me?
Well, I remember one time I was on the freeway, dog, and I was in traffic, fool, and I just hate LA traffic, fool. Like, I just hate, my whole life I've hated traffic. I'm in the freeway bumper to bumper on 105, it's like 4 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God. And I just put, I fucking hate this shit. I can't, like, that's it. I just put, I fucking hate this shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then people were on there like, damn, dog, why you always depressed, fool? And da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the fuck? Dog? Like, you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers are over here like trying to clown me and shit, fool. Like, I'm in traffic, dog. I hate this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
I'm like, these fools are crazy.
Nah, that is a trip, dude. And it takes time to mature, right? Like to mature into like, you know, like, jumping into conclusions for one and shit, dude, you know. And that's been me. That's my personal life experience and shit, dude. Now I try and keep everything, like you say, positive and just kind of like, you know what, fuck it, I'll fuck with them later or whatever and shit. You get me? Like, not try and take things personal. Especially like when you grow up in the ghetto, it's like everything could offend you and shit.
Oh yeah, because you never know what
it's
the
my
motherfucker.
pride, bro. You putting my pride down
really
and
like,
shit.
okay,
You get me?
trying to be on, like, all right.
Yeah, like, why you
what
signing
you
me
mean by
out,
that,
bro?
you know?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah.
Like, you said what?
Yeah, I know, right? And then that's why I'm always kind of like, yeah, you can't, and especially now as you're trying to do business, people won't fuck with you, bro, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, that fool's aggressive.
Yeah, that fool's on some other shit, dog.
Yeah, you get me? Like, I can't bring him around my other peoples and shit, you know? And you lose out on opportunities and shit. Dude,
that's
you know?
the main part. You lose out on a lot of opportunities being knuckleheaded like that.
Yeah, because I see a lot of shit I don't like, but I just be like, you know what? It ain't affecting me.
Right.
So I'm going to just like, hey,
right.
you do you,
know,
bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's got a fucking opinion, you know? But it's like, you know, you got to know when to voice it or when not to voice it. But especially if it's got nothing to do with you. Yeah. The fuck does it matter, you know? Like, it's not affecting you like you said, you know?
And I think that part of the thing that's helped me learn from that is getting into a corporate world where, hey, for that shit is grimier than the fucking streets and shit.
Yo,
dude.
man.
You get me? Like, who's gunning for your position or who's talking behind your back. And then, right there, you can't, oh, let's take this shit outside. Then you get fucking canned. They press charges and shit. You get me? Like, they ain't fucking with the same shit. So that prepared me to, in life, like, oh, I got to start seeing shit a little different because, like, I'm going to lose. You get me? Like, I'm going to lose my salary and my job right now because this fool's over here just playing his own little game and shit.
There's haters in all walks of life, bro. Actually, in the corporate world. Well, when I was working at, you know, the restaurant in it's called Katsuya in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Before there was a sous chef, and then, like, I was under him, but then the executive chef, he was like, hey, his name was Mateo. He goes, Mateo, put, you know, I'm gonna leave right now. I want you to put Armando on this. Make, you know, do this. Put him on the line and do this, that, right? Because that fool was like, he wanted me to fucking learn everything, like in the kitchen, right? Okay, chef. And as soon as that fool leaves, that fool like, hey, go upstairs and clean the fridge.
Oh man,
like that, dog.
Be like
and
that,
I was like, wow, homie. Like, he, you know, that's why I quit too. I was like, fuck this fool, fuck this place, man. Like,
because people hold you back, dude.
Yeah,
sometimes it's your own people. You
know,
you know, and then like me, I had an opportunity to have this mentor, bro, when I was like 20 years old, getting into the work world as like a quality person. And this fool, he took me under his wing, dude. And he basically was like, I'm gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna get you an office job. And he showed me like the ropes, bro. You get me? And I was like shaved head, tattooed and shit. You get me? And the fool, I don't know what he saw in me, dude. You know, and then that fool showed me about salaries and retirement funds and all that shit. But one of the things I remember getting yelled at by the CEO for some shit. Like, he would come in, and if shit was delayed, he wouldn't yell at me personally, but he was yelling at the table, bro. You get me? And then I remember, like, damn, I'm not used to being fucking yelled at like this. You get me, bro? Like, not even my mama talked to me like this. You get me? Yeah. And then I remember this was saying, I talked to the guy. His name was Dave Holloway, dude. Shout out to Dave Holloway, man. You know, older white man, dude. You know, and that fool goes and he goes, look, you go any job, bosses yell, man. He was like, if you don't like it, they'll fire your ass someday too and shit. He was like, but you gotta either take it or go get another job. But he's like, no matter where you go, if the boss gets mad, he gonna yell. And I was like, all right then. Like, what do I do? I was like, fuck, I just gotta listen and shit. You get me? Yeah. But I roughed it out right there like 7-8 years, bro, and I learned a lot, dude. You know, I learned a lot. That was the biggest thing in my life that helped me with a transition of like, oh shit, I could be somebody and like and make some money, bro. You get me? Yeah, for sure. You know, but not so. Like going back to you, bro. You know, your mentorships and all that. So you did go to culinary school and shit?
Yeah, I went to culinary school. I had a degree. I got my associate's degree.
You like whip out cakes, or you like to cook, or what?
Just cook. I don't really bake.
No,
I don't really bake. Not my strong point. But yeah, I cook. I cook like a motherfucker.
Like anything, like fire. Yeah. Like your homies know you. Like, oh shit, Misfit.
Yeah. Before I get down, like just give me like give me a recipe, dog, and I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what do you like? I don't remember everything off the top, fool. But if you give me a recipe, I know exactly what the fuck it means, or I know exactly what might be a little bit questionable.
I'm gonna change this up.
I'm gonna change this up, or I'm gonna see how this, make it better.
Oh, all right.
If it's not perfect already, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you like to make the most and shit?
Anything like I like Italian, like risottos and stuff like that.
Can't go wrong with some pastas and shit.
You know, those are. It's fairly easy, but like the flavors they're really, I like the Italian flavors. A lot of sauces.
I like creating shit, like Japanese, crazy shit. Well, katsuya was like a fusion of like Japanese and West, like American cuisine. So a little bit of both styles, And you enjoy that shit, or like, or you stop doing it, or like?
I cook for like a female if she wants to come and eat dinner type shit, like But I don't fucking want to work in that shit ever again.
Nah,
fuck no.
Not in the kitchen and shit.
Fuck no. Not only that, fool. Like it's so racist. It's racist, dog. You had like senoras like my mom's age, fool. Like, and you had carrying these big ass bags of rice, fool, up the fucking stairs, down the stairs, and I'd be like, oh, hold on, I'd be they them, but it's like, what the fuck, dog? Why would you send her to get that big ass bag of fucking sack of rice, fool? Like, they didn't give a fuck, Fool, if someone who didn't have papers needed a job, they'd be like, don't worry about it. What's your social? Oh, you don't have a social? We'll get you one. They used to fucking fill in their socials, fool, and just give them minimum wage, dog. And then all the like white boys and shit, the little skaters, the Todds, the waiters, fat tips, fool. Like Jay-Z was up in there one time. It's on Hollywood and Vine, so it's real. Like celebrities go there a lot, And that fool tipped one of the waiters like $2,000, fool, like $2,000, and fool, they'd have like. Bank, fool, like the front of the house. It's called the front of the house. It's like the waiters, the management, the bussers, all that shit. It's the front of the house. We're the back of the house. We don't get shit but minimum wage.
Damn.
They're making all the tips. They don't even got to split it with the kitchen or nothing, bro.
Yeah, that sucks.
They just split it amongst themselves,
amongst themselves, right? Yeah.
And so at that point, too, I was like, man, fuck this shit, dog. Like, I'm cool off this shit. It's fucked up, dog. Like, I just felt, that's when I was like, I really, I was just like, I felt offended, fool. Like I just felt like, fuck this shit, dog. Like I felt like prejudice, fool. Like I felt like, and it wasn't happening to me though. It was happening to
your
my peoples, dog. And in a restaurant, like, fool, it's like a family back there, like the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's, Latino. They're not Mexican per se, but like all Latinos, immigrants. And you just become close, fool, and you get the sense of like us versus them. It's like, man, fuck these fools up in the front. You know what I mean? Like, straight up.
And they come in here all jolly and shit. Huh?
Yeah, come in here and start barking orders, fool. The line cooks are just fucking doing that shit. And then, you see a little fucking white boy come and, this is not fucking cooked right. Like, what the fuck, homie? Like,
how do you know?
Chill the fuck. Oh, this dirty. This plate is. Shut the fuck up and give him a fucking plate, homie.
Like, tell me how you really feel. And shit.
Like I used to be. Nah, fool, I used to be like, hey, like when they would go back there, and and start talking shit, I'd be like, hey, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up, like that. And tell them, and be like, what the fuck did that? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I tell him. And then, you know, the management would have to come in the back, like, Armando, go back to your station. You know?
Oh, man.
This fool's over here fucking talking shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Shut him down.
We're trying to work.
shit.
We're working hard as fuck back here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because that shit, you got to get
Fool,
it
it's
cracking and
not
shit,
stop.
bro.
It's
Yeah.
not stop,
I mean, I
dog.
cook at home, and I can only imagine at a restaurant,
Dog,
bro. Like,
it's
fuck, dude. You
nonstop.
get me?
It's
Yeah.
boom, back and forth, boom, boom,
Yeah.
back and forth. It's nonstop, fool.
I was just at Norm's the other day, and I was talking to my wife about that because I was like, fuck, like that should be busy as fuck. I hadn't been to Norm's for a minute, but my brother was from out of town and shit, and we used to go there as kids with my grandpa and shit, dude, right here on Hawathorne and shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And we used to go, and he loved taking us every Sunday, bro, and all that shit, you know? And we were there, and I just seen the amount of food that comes out, and I was just thinking, like, they can't have more than 5 people, 6 people in that kitchen and shit, dude, you know? So the amount of pancakes and bacon, hash brown, like, that shit's gotta be a stressful ass fucking situation, bro.
That's
The
pancakes.
last thing you want is, like, I know, the
That's
last thing you
pancakes.
want is, like, fuck, I didn't order this shit, and then you gotta go back and, like, you know?
Now imagine the
Fuck the
stress.
system up and shit.
Imagine
you know?
the stress of making pancakes
Yeah.
compared to like working at a 5-star
Hell yeah,
restaurant
for
like
real.
Tatsuya and making sure that there's
That crispy rice, that spicy tuna
oh,
is fucking
yeah,
looking good and
fool.
shit.
Yeah, you know what's up, bro. You know what's up. That crispy rice.
I'm trying to find out how to make that shit, dude.
Well,
right
it
now.
takes you know the spicy tuna with the
Yeah,
spicy mayo.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of ponzu. You throw the ponzu on the crispy rice.
Yeah.
Boom,
That should be
top that shit
fire,
off.
dude.
It's fire,
With the little
homie.
jalapeno, but you gotta get the
jalapeno.
spicy fucking jalapeno.
Yeah,
though.
the little-
That's gonna
the
be
little-
my take. I'm gonna make that shit burning hot, bro.
Yeah,
where
we
you
used to,
sweating and shit.
we used to fucking put them shits. We had a little press like this, and there's a bunch of little squares. Grab the white rice, boom, and put it in the fucking in a pan.
Yeah,
Soy sauce, little ponzu.
yeah.
Make sure it's crispy on the outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking serve it up. Get the fucking spicy mayo. Throw it in the tuna. Big ass slab of tuna
That
like
should be
this.
fire, dude.
Fire, dog.
I like the
used to make that
yellowtail
shit.
sliced in with the lemon juice and
Yes,
shit.
it was a
Oh,
ponzu. That's what it's called.
That's what it's ponzu.
Yeah, it's called ponzu.
Damn, that
The-
shit is fire,
the
dude.
fire, like
you know?
the
Yeah.
it's like a they give it to you like in a squirt bottle.
Yeah. And you know,
ponzu coffee.
I had an opposite experience, dude. Like my first real job, dude, where I was working at, I was working manufacturing first, right? Like as an electrician and shit. And I worked with a lot of señores already. So I came in there 20 years, 21 years, almost 21 and shit. Because it was before I got married. And then there was a lot of older Hispanic males, dude, working there. So you already know, I go in there and these fools think I got a silver spoon because I'm born here. You've seen these treatments before, no? Hey, bro, they would make my life fucking miserable and complicated, dude, just because they wanted me to get canned or quit, bro, you know? So they would be like, hey, where's that tula? He was like, oh, well, go find it. Like, they wouldn't even help me, dude, you know? And I had to earn the respect from these older men, bro, because I wouldn't let it get to me and shit, you know? Because they were like grandpas and tios and shit, right?
Yeah.
And they were clowning around like, oh, ahí viene el cholo. Hey, cholo. You get me? Like, you know, everybody gives you a fucking nickname and shit, dude, you know? And so they saw me working, bro, with them, and I would still go and be like, hey, you need some help, dude? I got you and shit. I wasn't like a lazy fool that be like, oh, I'm done with my job, bro. That's your holiday. Like, I would finish my shit, and then I would go like, hey, you need some help, bro? I could cut that shit for you and all that. Or let me go get that extension cord. I didn't mind being a helper and shit, you get me? And then these fools took a liking to me, bro. And then after that, I was getting invited to hang out with them and shit like that. And I earned their respect, basically, dude.
Yeah,
you get me?
that's how it goes.
But it was hard, though. Like the first year, 2 years was
Yeah.
hard. It don't happen overnight, bro.
testing you,
get
bro,
me?
you know?
Yeah. That shit was like, and they probably seen a lot of young cats like me come in,
Come and go.
and get promoted and shit.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
and then kind of like, oh, these fools stay out because they don't know English or whatever. Maybe their social ain't right, like you said, you know.
They're probably a little.
And yeah, I'm sure they're like, oh, this fool and shit.
fuck
And
this
I
fool.
did get promoted. That's where I ended up. I ended up being boss for them and shit, dude.
Oh,
you get me?
shit, well,
But I
see,
was
yeah.
always cool. I had worked my stripes in, you know, and
You earned it basically.
yeah. So I would come out and be like, oh, this fool needs a day. I'd be like, hey, bro, for sure, just, you know, let me know what day. And, you know, like I was always like cool and shit, man, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I was always kind of like trying to like treat people how I want to be treated and shit, dude, you know?
Yeah.
Which is dope, dude, you know?
Yeah. So what do you do now? You this entrepreneurship?
Yeah, dude. Actually,
That's
So talking about you do your merch with this company,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that was my last job, bro. I work with that company. So basically, I'm a product manager by trade now, right? So basically, I make any type of products, pet products, housewares. I like inventors or whatever, right? Invention. And then since I built a network in China, I'm able to make a product, have it shipped and everything, and then create websites and sell it. So on my last job, I used to work like making pet products, health products, kitchen products, all kinds of different shit. And then I went into the gemstones. So I was doing like gemstones from India, from Indonesia, and shit like that, like shapes and holistic values to it and shit like that, And then I ended up working with these people that were doing commercial bathroom fixtures and going to the airports and helping them get all that shit installed or fixing their shit and all that, or coming up with ideas for new faucets, new hand dryers for commercial purposes. And then, damn, I like have a whole career and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're interested, but that's how I got my shit. And then the last company I worked at was where you get your merch. So I was basically like, oh, we have an influencer with 24 million followers, right? So I would work with the influencers that had like 15 to 30 million followers, sometimes 100 or whatever, no? Yeah. If they would come to us. And
like
then
for like if they needed you for
create
like
a new brand for them.
Okay, right.
So they would come and be like, oh, I got 20 million followers, but I don't got no merch. Like, what do I do? So then I would study.
You take the creative process.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I would explore their content and then be like, oh, well, you say this phrase a lot. You do this a lot. We can create a toy line for you. And then I would create like, oh, we need a brand. And then I would work with the design team to create a brand name for them. And then that was the first step. And then I would find products and existing, and then create products from nowhere, like plushies and toys and like all kinds of like custom hats and shit. And then I would create products that they would be able to sell. And then the other team would create the website, like a whole bunch of different
I didn't even
shit.
know that was an option, dog. I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah.
I did all my own designs. I could have just hit somebody.
Yeah. So that's what we do. That's what we do now. Damn. Actually, we create tailored merch for an artist.
That's
so
hard,
like, for example, Misfit Soto, we would create whatever like wacky designs or something like graffiti, knowing that you were an old graffiti artist, or like things like that, things that match you but that are marketable. Right. Yeah. So that's what I was doing for.
That's the hardest part too. My last job is if when you're an artist, is sometimes you don't know how to market yourself. Yeah. You know, that's a difficult thing to do.
Well,
to brand yourself.
Exactly. You know? A lot of homies, they like how to rap. But you don't know how to monetize that rap. Right. All you know is how to do distro and this, but you don't know the marketing aspect of it. Right. Like, imagine you have 34,000 followers on Instagram. If you sold something that was $1, that's $34K a year. That imagine and think that on a percentage where 34,000 followers, maybe 10% of those are actually going to buy your product, right? That's like the guideline right now, like 7 to 10%.
Yeah.
So if you make something that was $29.99 and 10% of your followers bought it, boom, you know.
That's a good,
but you got to separate yourself, because what I notice now is everybody does hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, right?
Well, that's what's offered on.
That's what's
websites.
offered easily, right? And then that's why they offer those, because everybody easy sells, right? So not only your design can stand out, but you can do the quality. Like, nah, I don't want to use Cotton Heritage. I want to use a Lululemon sweater. So we could go buy Lululemon sweaters and print on them, and then you market those, or Champion sweaters, or
so you guys do
like that, and then we price it out for you.
Partnerships.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tight.
Or we can print on shoes like Chuck Taylor's, or we can print on socks or not that, you know.
Yeah.
My bad. I bore you with all that shit.
No, because we're gonna.
It's like I'm trying to do a marketing pitch
right here.
We're gonna talk
after this.
But that's what we do as a clothing brand. So we launch our own West Factory clothing, but we also help other artists launch their own branding.
That's dope.
Yeah.
A lot of artists are not, you know what I'm saying, branding themselves correctly. I know I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot of work.
Sometimes I feel like I just want to maybe rebrand. So I just want to like disappear for like a couple months and come back and rebrand it. You know, I think
so. The best option to me, from what I've seen of people do, when they have a brand and then they come to people to do like, oh, I want to do it big now. Like now, like I've been doing this for a minute, but now I want to be like, boom, right? You don't stop what you're doing, but you come in with like the new shit.
Yeah.
And you just gotta make it look doper. So it's not, you don't even gotta go away, right? Because then you lose like the interest. Right. So what you gotta do is now is like, boom, like the new and improved, whatever and shit. New website with a countdown launching and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And the FOMO effect, right? People hate to miss out. That's naturally in our nature, bro. Like, you know, like naturally you want to be the first one to hear your song, no?
Yeah.
So imagine doing vinyl records with the bark, you know, that only 100 exclusive, but you know,
because those are now collectibles, you know.
These songs are only in this vinyl and shit. Like there's 5 tracks in this vinyl only for $100, 100, whatever, you know. And that's for your core fans and shit, you know.
I do that with CDs.
Yeah, you see.
I sell my CDs for $50.
Oh shit, yeah. People, that's dope. People buy CDs still, huh?
They collect. You know, they collect them for the artwork. They collect them for you know. I sign them.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope and shit.
But like you know, it's mostly for like a collector's type of thing. Because who presses up hard copies nowadays?
Yeah.
Everything's digital.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes with like I got CDs. Like what?
Yeah. I've seen people that do USBs and shit too.
Yeah,
right?
USBs, but that's like it's not. You know.
Yeah.
People like.
I like the CD because I would put it like on
the
a
artwork,
shelf, right? Yeah.
The artwork. The people want to see. You know, an actual pressed CD. I don't even know who owns a fucking CD. There's no CD players in computers anymore, dog. You notice that one?
Yeah.
I bought a computer not so long ago. That shit don't have a CD player in it.
Nah, you can't put it in nowhere.
Nothing,
you got to airdrop that shit.
Yeah, there ain't no CD players in the fucking computer. You know what I'm saying? Not everything's Bluetooth.
Nah, it is, yeah.
You know, there's no
it's
CD players in the
dude.
fucking car. Like, you know, I had to get a fucking CD player installed just to listen to my own shit in my car.
Oh really?
Yeah, bro. Like,
remember when they had the tape deck and then you had to when you wanted to play CDs you had to put the tape connector and shit into the tape deck. And they had like a little tape with a cable that would come out and then you would put that in the tape deck and then you would bump the CD and shit. Dude,
I remember that.
Who remembers that with the little visor and all the CDs on the visor and shit?
Or the book.
And God forbid your shit got scratched, bro. You were skipping on when you were bumping and shit.
I used to have a book like this fat of CDs. Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to like that experience and shit, bro.
It was different, dog, because you'd actually want to see the lyrics. Or
it had value and shit,
you know? You look through the artwork, you read the credits.
Yeah.
Recorded where'd they record this at? She recorded in LA or New York. And you'd be like, oh shit, that's tight. And like, you know, nowadays people don't do that shit.
They don't.
Upload new track.
Yeah.
Go to Spotify. run the views up.
For real, run the views, the streams and shit.
That's it.
But you know, in a way, it's dope because it's like it made it accessible for everybody that had talent, right?
It did.
And now the hardest part is getting. And I'm just gonna say, a lot of fools suck, bro. You get me? But some of them are popping, and some of them are like they're making more noise than the fools that got talent that don't make noise, right? So now getting discovered is the challenge and shit, right? Before you can go, your neighborhood knew you because you can post up on Crenshaw and Imperial and sell CDs off the back of your car. You can still probably do that, but a lot of people don't, no?
Yeah.
And that was the way for you to get known, at least in your 4 corners or whatnot, right? You know?
Right.
And now it's like, fuck, like how do you hop on Instagram if you got 10 followers and shit, but you're a dope ass rapper and shit, dude, you know?
Well, you know what? Like, I just think that like I'm good. I'm slept on a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm good, dog, because I know that I have longevity, fool. I know that like whoever's right now is popping, couple years, they're gonna be like
They're not making classics.
They're not making classics.
Yeah.
You got certain artists that are doing it correctly, fool. You could tell that they're not concerned, but they pay attention to like their longevity, fool, and that's because it's like, okay, like that group of Coyote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them fools are just straight fucking boom bap hip hop, fool. Like, but they could do this type of music, they do these other types of music, like songs and shit like that. I didn't see their live show. They're dope, fool. You know, and people remember that, fool. You know, and the longevity's gonna be there because it's back to the core of what this whole shit is.
Yeah,
it's hip hop. It's hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? It's like this new shit that the sound's gonna change in a couple years.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's only gonna be here for a couple years, but the sound of hip hop itself has never changed.
Yeah,
because people still fucking, you know, we're real to the art form, fool. You know, so like whenever
like
I sell more boom bap beats than anything. People want them the boom boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want the fucking boom 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 808s and all this trap shit. Like a lot of people hit me up for the boom bap. Like, a sample and some fucking drums, bro, and like a bass line. That's it. Like some
simple, right?
Simple shit, fool. Like some real, you know, like I said, like the Psycho Round. Like when I first heard Psycho Round, fool, like those types of beats, I was just like, okay, Like this shit is new,
Mm.
but it was still hip hop,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was raw, fool. You know what I mean? And it still is, fool. Like that fool Sick Jacket makes some. That's my favorite artist, by the way.
Oh, that's
ever,
what I was
dog.
gonna get to that
Bucket
next.
list.
and
I
shit,
mean,
dude.
once I do a song with him, I don't have to rap no more after that.
Retired. And
That's my
shit.
bucket list. That's like, fool. That's my favorite rapper,
Yeah.
fool. Like straight up, dog. Like, I think he's like,
Mm.
artist wise, he's like the greatest, fool. Like,
Mhm.
I think so because that fool could serve you with some bars on me, and like,
Mhm.
and the way he like when he raps in Spanish, the way he fucking like the word play that he uses is just like, fool, it's off the chain.
Oh,
dog.
that's
like,
crazy.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too. Like I was gonna ask you, who are your top rappers, bro?
Sick Jackin' fool.
Yeah.
Like that's my, you know,
'Cause
Sick,
I still
Sick
bump-
Jackin' for just like the talent, the fucking the rawness. You know what I'm saying? I say Conejo because of the just because I know him personally and like the struggle that he went through and the fact that fool was in that situation, fool, and he still dropped music, and all that music is to me is fucking unheard of, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody like who within those 16 years it was like over 100 albums.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Mm.
Over 100 albums. Fool, I've seen people. One of the homies, his name's Brian, out of Houston. What's up, Brian? If you're watching, this fool sent me a picture, dog, of all the Conejo CDs that fool has, hard copies. Fool.
Yeah.
He's got over like over 80 fucking Conejo albums,
shit.
fool.
Yeah,
like right
yeah.
there, he took a picture and he's like, look, fool, look at all my albums. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think anybody else in this fucking world, fool, can do that shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was on. Like, like as far as like mental state you on, fool? Like, what are you thinking, dog? Because it's like, that's to me is fucking superhuman, dog. To
be able to do all them jams
dog,
and shit.
fool, like who does that, dog?
Yeah.
That's greatness, fool.
Yeah.
That's great. And I'm not just saying that because that's my
And
homie.
with limited resources,
I'm just saying,
too, you know?
fool, I'm just saying because like, fool, nobody could do that. Nobody's ever gonna even try to do that, you know?
And then to come back and hop on movies and shit.
Now he's
I was
doing
like,
like,
damn,
come
you
on,
know?
bro. You know, every time I talk to that fool too, that fool be telling me, hey, fool, fuck all that shit going on right now. He'd be like, do some reggaeton, fool, do something. He's like, fool, there's nothing but some crabs in a bucket, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like people hate, fool, and like that you're never gonna grow, fool. Like he's like, you gotta get out and explore, fool, and try new things and fucking like he's like, you're dope, fool. Just get out of that like that space that you're in, fool. You know, he's like, hey, try to broaden your horizons a little bit. Try different things. I bet you pega, you know.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, fool, but I don't know, you know, I'm still kind of like, I don't know how to approach that, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some hip hop, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's got me to the point where it's like right now, too, because that fool every time I talk to him, he's always like giving me like suggestions and like shit like that. Like, so I'll be like, man, I really don't fuck with what's going on right now. Like, I give them their props. Like, it's the generation, you know what I'm saying, after us, you know. We put in a lot of work for this shit, for them to be able to do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
That's why we did what we did. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, like the youngsters get to fucking do whatever they want right now because my generation, my you know, class, we fucking kicked some doors down, dude. Like, we made some noise.
Yeah.
You know, we fucking had everybody up in this motherfucker, like, being like, oh, shit, Chicano what? Chicano who? Like, what? Rap? Oh, what is that? What? You know, and I never even wanted to be called Chicano rap, you know, but I embraced it because that's what they were calling me.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna fucking argue with you know, with my support base, you know.
Yeah,
It's
for
like,
real.
That's
right?
what it is to y'all. and
They
that's
fuck
what
with
it
you
is,
because of that, you know.
you know.
And I like two of your songs like heavy, dude. I don't know the names of them, but because they're in my playlist. But the one where have you ever seen a Hispanic walk up in a Walmart?
Yeah, that one's called it was with Ogami.
That's just fire, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I feel like it's factual shit in that rap, you know, and it's dope. And the other one, obviously, I fucked the one where you did fuck the one. I fucked with the one that you did with
fucked the
Young
one.
Dopey and shit, dude.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
hard. I
that's
did
a
two
banger
versions
right
of that
there,
one.
too.
I did two little versions of that one too.
Yeah.
I did one with like some boom bap, like no, not even a beat on it. Fool. It was just kind of real dramatic. I put it. It's kind of like a little remix of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that song is hard, fool.
Mm.
I did that. And when I met Dopey too, fool, that fool, he's another one, dude. That's just like, he's so fucking humble, dog, and he's so cool, dog. And it's like he had his son with him too, and like that fool was like, "Say what's up to your tío? Say to tío Misfit." Like I'm like, what the, you know? But it's like, fool, it's the story too. I guess you know, there was a, I don't want to say what street. But this is the street that I live on. There's a 7-Eleven right there, right? But I guess he knew somebody that lived on that street as well. Yeah. So I was on Instagram and I ended up, "What's up, fool?" And then I'd be like, "What's up? Where you at?" He's like, "Oh, I'm over here on whoop de whoop." No, he's like, "Oh, I'm right here in da 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 da." And I'd be like, "Oh, no shit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm right here in boom 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 boom." And then he didn't tell me what street it was on, but he's like, "What? Like, you're where?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm right here." So then I was like, "What's up, fool?" Like, you know, he thought I was fucking playing games. He's tripping now because he's like, "Fool, how does this fool know where I'm at?" You know, but I live on that street, dog. So but,
you know the area.
Yeah, so I'm like, "I'm right here, fool." He's like, "Oh, you right there, huh?" "Oh, okay." And then so this fool he didn't know what to think, you know. So finally, that fool hit me up. And no, he walked into the 7-Eleven. "Oh, what's up, fool?" He didn't say. He's like, "Oh shit, what's up?" He's like, "Fool, I was tripping out. Like, how does this fool know where I'm at?" I'm like, "Fool, I live right here across the street." You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really where I'm at. He's like, "Oh, fuck, that's crazy." So, you know, after that, we're cool.
That's how y'all got it in and shit.
Yeah, it was funny, just the whole situation, because I would have been tripping out too.
Like wait, what
dropping
location and shit.
Like, where the fuck you at? Like, you know, because he didn't even tell me where he was. But I was like, "Oh, I'm right here on da da da." And he's like, "Oh, is that right?" Like, what the fuck, you know? I'm guessing this was like, "How the fuck? This fool fucking with me right now." You know? So it was a funny situation.
Yeah, he's a cool homie, bro, for sure. We all grew up together, like when we were young, you know. Unfortunately, he went to the pen for a long time and shit, dude. You know,
he's real respectful, fool, and that's rare. That's rare because a lot of motherfuckers ain't respectful like that. I mean, that are like, you know. I mean, I guess it comes with age, like our generation, you know, you learn how to, you know, kind of just.
Well, back then, if you weren't respectful, you got boo-bop, and you learned. Yeah, if you weren't getting boo-bopped at home, you would have got boo-bopped by your friends, and eventually you got it, no?
Yeah, even my homie, rest in peace, player from the West, who's like, you know, what I guess neighborhoods don't get along with her, but that fool was always like, who he'd listen to like some songs, like just, you know, be like, "Oh, well. And he'd be like, "Yeah, fool." He's like, "Our hoods don't get along." He's like, "But I tell you one thing, everything that fool's saying is true." I can't knock him, fool. Like he's like, he never said one bad thing about Dopey, fool. He's just like, "Fool, we don't get like our hoods don't get along, but that fool, you know, he does his shit and that fool don't lie."
Yeah, a lot of people fuck with his music. It's a trip. And going to what you said about him being humble, bro, like honestly, like he is, dude, because. Like, I just had a studio session with a young artist. We're trying to come up with Baby Joint out of Piru, California. He's young, bro, you know? And I told homie D, like, "Oh, yeah, bro, like, you know, I'm trying to hook this artist up, bringing him up. I got a studio session." He's like, "What time? I'll pull up." And he pulled up, and he like 2-3 features on the spot right there, bro.
Dope.
You get me?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Oh, shit, for sure." He always shows love like that, bro. You get me? But it's same way, right? Like when he needs something, like I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll pull up, bro. Oh, what you need? Oh, let's do this." You get me? Like for sure, dude. You know?
Building.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we go way back, like him, us, with like since we were like young, bro. Like we know our families and shit like that, dude. You know? It's a trip, dude. You know?
Childhood.
Yeah, except we hadn't seen each other for a minute, obviously, and shit, dude.
Oh, y'all linked right back up.
Doing some trip,
doing some shit. Like, hey, before I got this girl, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Let's get this cracking, you know?
Yeah. And he'll tell you too, dude. He's like, "Oh, that fool fucking Smurf always trying to do something and shit."
That's
dude.
right,
You get me? Like he got no patience. Like he'll tell you, dude, you know? Like because he be telling me, he's like, all right, bro, but let's slow down first. Like he's always like, "Let me get back at you on this one and shit." Dude. Like these music shows, like we're throwing this has been an idea we've been talking for a minute, bro, and it just hadn't never been right, you know? Until now, he was like, "Oh, I'm ready, bro. Let's do it."
Right. Well, see, that's what you want. You don't want somebody to say, yeah, for everything. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. It's always pumped up, but then it never goes nowhere. You want somebody to be like, "Look, hold on, fool. Let me, you know, let's plan it. Let's think about this. And let's plan this shit out. You know, like that's, you know, that's to let you know a motherfucker's serious.
For real, yeah.
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that be like, yeah, fool, yeah, let's go, yeah. It never happens.
It never happens, yeah. And then that's what we are. We're locked in, so yeah, yeah.
Right.
But so yeah, going to your music, bro. Like you've been doing a lot of dope shit. So right now, what do you got coming out, bro? Like, what are you working on right now?
I'm working on 2 projects right now. I'm working.
When's the last time? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but just before you go there, like, when's the last time you dropped something? And not just because I saw in the comments somebody said, "Oh, Misfit needs to drop something real soon" and shit. You know
what? I be dropping all the time, dog. Like, well, not as consistently as before, but like, I'll drop singles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's like, well, there's so much music out there and so much fucking just going on, fool. That it people don't they don't notice it. You know?
Yeah.
So, unless it's my my core, like like real. Like people that really fuck with me or listen to me on the daily type shit. And plus I haven't really promoted, but because it's only been singles, no albums. But I'm doing right now, I'm working on 2 projects. I'm working on a project with my boy Truth. We're probably like 5-6 songs deep into that one, and I'm working on an album with Baldacci. And that one's gonna be crazy too. So I'm doing two projects at once, like at the same time,
Yeah, but Baldacci's dope, bro. He fucking kills the mic. I like that one song, "Death to the Studio" and shit.
Death Wish.
Yeah.
Death Wish.
Like, fuck,
oh,
man.
Death to the Studio.
Yeah, where he I think he does like 100 bars nonstop.
Yeah.
Some of the shit that he's like, cause my balls are like some candy kisses. Like some of the shit that he says on, like, cause he's talking about like a female, like on the haters though, like treating like a female and have my balls in your mouth like some candy kisses. Honestly, some of the shit that he said on that song, I just be like, where the fuck, like to connect those shits, you know? That's one of the songs I bump of him, dude. You know, like, and I like that cover where he's like this, and you can just see like the black and the bald head and shit. I don't know. I mean, I listen to all types of music, bro. You get me? Like, I am a fan of the beats and the culture and everything, bro. And I like all Hispanics to come up for sure, bro. And not only Hispanics, I mean Asians, whoever, bro. You get me? Like if they make dope shit,
his work ethic is crazy. His work
is it really?
It's crazy. Like I said, he's probably the easiest person to work with for me.
Oh, really?
When it comes to being in the studio with somebody, it's got to be Baldacci. He's like the easiest fool because we just look at each other like, all right, boom, I'll start making a beat. I already know. When he's like, oh, I continue, keep doing it, boom, he'll be writing. I know how his process to record.
Yeah.
I know that shit like boom, 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 boom. All right, fool, here we go. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. I'll record it, mix it, song's done, fool. Like,
shit.
That fool,
You mix and master and everything too?
I do all that
dope,
shit.
Dude. Yeah.
I do all that shit. I'll record his vocals and then we'll spend like 10 minutes on the mix. I'll mix it, boom, 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 right then and there. Like a rough mix, you know?
Yeah.
And have it done. But I already know how to, like, that's what I'm saying. I know how to mix his vocals already. I know what plugins to use. I know at what levels to have his levels at. Like, it's easy because like, the way we work, like, the chemistry is there, you know? It's like, okay, cool. Like I said, we just gotta look at each other like, okay, fool, all right, we're running with it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it, fool.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
Yeah. So I'm doing an album with him.
So you got a Baldacci project, which is gonna be a full album. So like, what's that, like 14, 16 songs, or?
We'll probably keep it like around 12.
12. All right. Yeah. 12, cool. Yeah. Do you like making long songs, like 3-4 minutes and shit, or you like to keep them under 2 minutes now? Like,
well, nowadays, you know what? It just depends. I won't do more than 2 verses. That's for sure. I think songs 2 verses nowadays are kind of long. Nobody really wants to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, from how the way, you know, music is now, it's rare to get like 3 verses on a song. If it's just one person.
You know what's funny? Somebody told me the attention span is lower, obviously,
way
shit,
lower.
right? And people, because of TikTok, you just scroll up and then it's creating like this thing, right?
Yeah.
Let me just text the homie because he was calling me for D and shit, so he's probably like, "Oh, you got soda on there?" But I heard a song the other day. It was like 4 minutes long. And honestly, like, I fuck with long songs, like any type. But that song, I don't know if it was whack, that I was just like, damn, this shit's still on that shit. You get me? Like, my mind had wandered and came back. And then I was like, damn, this shit's still on.
That's what it is, the attention span.
But I mean, I used to listen to the Wu-Tang and shit. I still bump some of the Wu-Tang and shit. And, you know, they used to make long songs and shit, right? But
that's
this song,
because that's just like hip hop, fool. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the Triumph instrumental, I could listen to just the instrumental over and over and over. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, right? It's because it's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like the flavors there, fool. Like the boom bap shit, the essence of hip hop is in there. You know, that's why I can listen to it over and over. I can't listen to a trap beat or any type of new beat over and over and over. I get tired of fool. Like that's why I don't write fool. Like say if I'm doing some shit to like a newer type of beat, I go and I just record it take by take, because I can't just sit there listen to the beat and write to it. I can't do it, fool. I can't. I just fucking hit record, boom, boom, da, da, da. Okay, play back, boom, da, 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 da. And just do. That's how I do my verse. Fool. Take by take by take by take, and just blend it in. You know?
Oh, all right, yeah.
That's how I do
That's
it.
like your process and shit.
That's my process for this new
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like, even though those beats they're dope, I can't listen to fucking 808s nonstop. Fool, shit gives me a fucking ring in my ear. Imagine boom, 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 like fuck.
I like bass beats. Like to me, I'm not gonna
stand
lie.
them,
One of my favorite songs.
I'm talking about to listen to them repetitively.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
like over and over and
Yeah.
over. It's like fuck.
Because one of my favorite songs is "Everlasting Bass" by Ronnie O.
Oh, but see, that's
bump
what I'm
that
talking
shit,
about.
dude.
That's
You get me?
I'm talking about like the new, like the
Oh, okay, I see.
boom, 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 like all that fucking
Give you a headache sometimes and shit.
like all that shit, you know? Like fuck, dude. Like it's just it's cool. I'll listen to it, but like to write to it or listen to it over and over and
You
over, I
can't,
can't, fool.
And shout out Gangsta Wish on the chat, man. He say he needs that Misfit Soto feature, bro.
What's up? I'm with
He's
it.
like,
fool.
what up, though? You know,
I'm with it. I was, yeah.
You know what I was gonna tell you? We bring the studio here sometimes. I'll invite you sometime, bro. And
dude, I'm here.
You know, and then for sure, I mean, you're nearby too and shit, dude. You know. But yeah, I just saw Gangsta Wish hop on, so he's like, I need that Misfit Soto one though and shit.
Yeah,
so for sure, man.
I'm with it, fool.
Wish is dope, bro. Like
I know,
lyrically and shit.
I know. I heard.
You know?
Trust. Trust. I heard him like.
And the homie's very selective too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll be like, hey, hop on with this artist. He's like how you said, let me hear him and shit. He be like that, and he's like, nah, I don't fuck with it and shit.
Right.
He doing his own. Like he'll never talk shit.
Well, because you don't want to put out some shit that's just not gonna. There's gotta be a balance, fool. Like you know, like me. Sometimes I've done features where it's like this, you know, where I'm just like, you know, but
it's your song mostly.
but lately, there's been artists that I've worked with that have been hitting me up where it's like, okay, I fuck with it, like you know, like they hold their own, you know. But in the beginning, well, I was just like serving these fools on their own shit, and it's like, fuck, dog. Does that look bad on me? Like, I don't know, because these fools like really have no business rapping, you know.
Oh yeah, look, Young Dopey gonna pull up. I told you, he texted me. I text him, I'm on the live and shit, but he say he 15 minutes away. I tell you, Young Dopey fuck with you too and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Because before I get guest on, I usually tell like the homie like, hey, you fucks with the homie, like, you know. Yeah. Because you know how it is. Like at the end, you don't want to like do something like other homies might not like or shit like that,
or
bro,
be like,
you know?
what the fuck's going on? Who's all
But
that?
I know y'all had a song together from before and shit, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, pull up, D. We right here, man. You know, I had to text him and shit, so for sure. He probably don't want to do a session right now and shit, dude. You know?
Whatever.
But nah, that's dope, dude, for sure. Cause I mean, you do have talent, dude. That's the one thing too, bro. So it stands out, like when. You know, lyrically and all that shit too, but you do freestyle too and shit, didn't no?
You know what?
Or not in a long time anymore.
It's like freestyling is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, fool.
Because the vocabulary gotta be there, right? Because I have seen fools that say they freestyle, and then when they freestyle, it's like nursery rhymes and repetitive.
Right.
And then I'm kind of like, that's not a freestyle and shit, bro. Yeah. You just flowing and shit. You get me?
Talking out your neck, like that little kid. You talking out your neck? Like, you talking out your neck?
Because I seen freestyles where like they'll bag on you, so you know that it's not practice, right? You like, oh, this fool just saw my shoes right now and rapped about my shoes and shit.
Yeah, those are freestyles.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, that's a muscle, dog. That's like your brain. You gotta be constantly like. Even in your own head, just freestyling.
Yeah.
Like in order to perfect that, fool, because it's hard, fool. It's hard. But like if you're like in, you know, like back in those days and like the Lamert Park days, it was something that we all did every day, you know. Like the homies that I was with, we'd all just freestyle. So we got better at it.
Yeah.
Naturally, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's like my focus is on songs.
Yeah.
My focus is on making songs and mixing songs and making them bump.
Like pieces of art, basically, that are
it's
gonna
like art, fool.
be
It's
timeless
art.
and shit.
So I gotta put these songs out. Freestyling's cool, but I ain't trying to impress nobody with my freestyles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create this shit. I'm trying to create this music and just put it out to the universe, dog, and see, you know what I'm saying? And get the rewards back, which is like even somebody just, you know, giving you fucking positive fucking vibes back or telling you, you know, hey, your music fucking did this for me or did that for me. Like, that shit right there is like, damn, like.
That is a good feeling and
it's
shit.
It's a real good feeling.
You know? Yeah.
You know?
And that's
what,
if
you can make some money off of it, shit.
Why not? Yeah, I ain't mad at that. You
for
know?
real.
Nah,
Like,
and then honestly, like when we created the podcast, bro, and you know, we bring homies on that are barely getting started. They end up getting some subscribers, some followers. We play like we started this new show called Tap In Thursday. So every Thursday we play new music from artists that are barely coming up. And that show's been growing and shit. But people will tap in and be like, hey, that's a dope show, bro. Appreciate you like playing my song and shit, dude, you know? And then we're only talking about like barely getting to 1,000 views and shit, bro. You get me? But it's still more than they would have got, I guess, by themselves or something, you know? And I love that feeling, bro. When like food be like, hey, thanks for playing my song. I'd be like, well, thank you for submitting it and shit, dude. You get me? Like, because that's how I feel it. I feel like, no, thank you for tapping in, bro. Like, shit, you like, this is why we do it and shit, dude. You
well,
get me?
shit, you're like,
and those shows we can't monetize.
Podcasts and platforms, like what you guys are doing right now, you guys can possibly, you don't know whose career you can just set off.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Lefty.
Mm-hmm.
He did a fucking, what was that prison, where was it?
Yeah, indicted, right?
Indicted.
Yeah.
Did anybody think that he was gonna fucking blow up after that? But no, that's what got him on.
Oh, sure.
It was just a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, and he was just being himself, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why everybody gravitated to that. But it's like, you never know. But you're providing the platform.
Yeah.
You're provide like you're, dude, like right now is the most important. You're like you said earlier. It's like you guys are the radio station.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you guys are doing like a big part. You guys are a big part of any artist that fucking comes in here and promotes their shit. You never know who's gonna see it.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta take pride in that, fool. Like you guys, you know, you guys are helping a lot of motherfuckers out by giving them a platform.
Yeah, and that's what we try to do, because like I was telling you before, dude, we invest in music and we were getting shut down a lot. Like some fools wouldn't answer. Some fools would be like, oh, I'll get back at you, and never got back to us. And then we're just like, you know what, we'll build something where we won't be like that. You get me? Like, we don't want somebody to hit us up and be like, oh, we can't, bro. Like, nah, you get me? Like, oh, you ain't even popping, bro. You get me? Like, you get me? Like, how you gonna get popping unless you get popping and shit?
And you know what's crazy too? You know what's crazy too? And what's fucked up is that those same fucking podcasts, once they start running out of people to interview, then they'll go look back and be like, oh, what's up, dog?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to get you on the fucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, they've been hitting you up for how long? And you're barely hitting them back?
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy, bro.
I've talked to some artists that'll be like, I know they're gonna hit me back up, and that's when I'm gonna tell them. And I give the advice to be like, don't be like them, bro.
Right.
You get me? Like, you know, like,
right. Try
because
not to
then,
be,
now you're just circling, you're creating this cycle, bro. You get me? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you kind of gotta have, you know, if you kind of gotta
let it be gone, kind of, right? And do what's right, you know, because at the end it's gonna benefit you. After all, regardless, right? You know,
it'll benefit both parties.
And I do understand how some people say, oh, they need to put in the work. You get me? Like some people say that, like, oh, well, they're just using me as a stepping stone, or like, not me. I'm just saying, like, a larger podcast and shit, you know. But I'll be like, well, that's what you're there for in a way too. You get me?
But you know what also is a fucked up thing too is like, imagine doing a podcast when it's like, oh, this podcast is barely starting out.
Yeah,
it's like nobody knows, but you're an early guest on there, you know, and yeah, for sure. And then now they're blown up.
Yeah,
they're popping. And you hit them up like, hey, fool, I need to promote a project. Fool, what's up? Can I pull up?
Yeah.
and they just leave you unseen.
Oh man,
You feel me?
That
like,
would bug. That would bug. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever
like,
does that to me is gonna bug the shit out of me, bro. I'm gonna put them on blast. And
I ain't gonna do it, but I'm just saying, but it's like, okay, like, you know.
Yeah, like I'm honestly, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
At least tell me no, dog.
Yeah,
at least tell me, hey, fool, I can't right now.
I'm busy, dude.
Something.
You get me?
Don't just leave me unseen, homie. Like, what the fuck, dog? You know.
No, and it's funny because the young artists that come in here, dude, and I'll be like, hey, bro, like if you do blow up, don't forget, dude. You get me? Like, because I'm gonna need you here when you blowing up too and shit, bro. And a lot of us say, yeah, for sure, bro, for sure, you know. But we'll see. I mean,
but then, but see, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that he's probably feeling too like he's probably being used by people. But it's like, it's a mutual thing.
Yeah,
you know, we both benefit off of it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like that show that we're telling you, the Tap In Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even monetize that show, so we do it for free because a lot of music's copyrighted.
Oh, so they strike it anyway.
They strike it anyway, so we're doing it that time. It's just to show back, to give back, bro.
That's
Obviously,
good.
these interviews we take from you, right? You know, right now we're taking from you. That's how I see it, bro. You get me? But we're willing to give back however we can help, dude. You know?
You know what? A lot of times, it's just the relationship afterwards is worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we might fuck around and do some fucking business after this. You know what I'm saying? Or I might need some help with some branding or some shit like that.
Yeah, and you're going to trip out. You're going to be like, damn, good thing I met the homie and shit.
Right,
Dude,
that's what I'm saying.
So
even like I said, the personal and business relationships are sometimes worth it.
Yeah.
I don't mind coming on here if it's going to, you know, you're gonna be the plug for what I need to handle as far as, you know, marketing.
For sure, bro. Yeah, for sure.
We might be able to fucking, you know, we get down to talking about it, but it's like at least I know it's like, okay, off the top, I know somebody that does that.
Yeah,
you know, so
exactly,
it's always gonna be an option, right?
Nah, and then that's kind of like,
win.
And a lot of people don't know about that,
you know,
about us because we don't like really put it out there like that and shit, you know.
That's a win. Like, you know, it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned, dude, for sure, dude, you know. And shout out to Curtis Holloway, man, you know. Madison Boys Entertainment was good, Misfit. Appreciate that $4.99, bro, you know. Thanks for supporting the movement right here, man, you know.
Homie Turtle.
Oh, all right,
yeah. Madison Boys, yeah. I did a song with the homies. It's called Murder.
Oh, okay. So he's an artist too.
No, he's like their he not manages them, but like he gives them, he connects them.
Like a producer, like we were
different
talking
situations. Like he hit me up and brought me to them.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the homie PK. I did a song with a cat named PK.
Mm-hmm.
Young True. You know what I'm saying? J Robin. You know. But he hit me up and like, hey fool, like, you know, we want to get you for feature. Did the feature. When I got to the studio, I heard some fools, like I was like, oh shit, this was hard. So I hear him, I'm like, hey fool, get your boy over here to my studio. And he's like, don't trip, I got you. I'm gonna have him and the other homie roll up.
Oh, that's dope, yeah.
And so he brought both of them fools, and I was just like, oh, these fools are hard, you know? They're young, but it's like they're not whack.
Oh, dope. Yeah,
so we did a song, you know, and that was the homie. That was the homie that set that up, the homie Turtle.
Well, that's what's up. And I appreciate you, Lil Mafia, showing you support, bro. He just started tapping in. He's a new subscriber and shit, so I appreciate that, man. You know, I think he's from up north, he said, and shit, you know? Yeah. But yeah, anybody welcome, man. Appreciate y'all supporting the movement here and tapping in with us and shit, staying on the channel, bro, you know? This is probably our longest interview we had, bro, to be honest. But I'm telling you, it's just like so much, bro. You get me?
Yeah, it's definitely years behind this shit.
Nah, definitely, bro. And I'm always like curious, and you know, like earlier, you seen how much I could talk, like just to learn and shit, bro. You get me? Like, you're such a humble dude too, bro. You know?
Man, it's what I know because that's what was shown to me.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so, you know.
But like, so right now, Sick Jacket, somebody you would like to work with. Like, to you, who's the most popping artist right now besides Sick Jacket? It could be mainstream or
the
like
most popping according to
like you're like in talent.
You mean like to me?
Not the most view, to you.
Like, to me, who do I fuck with? Who I listen to? I listen to like Sick Jacket.
That's what I say. Psycho Realm stuff.
Besides them, fuck, dog. You know what? I don't really get to listen to a lot of outside music. I listen to basically music that I'm always working on music. So I'm always listening to like people I fuck with. Baldacci.
Yeah.
Truth. it's like right now that's my focus because I'm working on albums with them.
Oh, all right.
I'm only listening to them.
What
Like,
about young artists that
saying?
you see
I
coming
like Drummer
up?
Boy. Oh, young
yeah,
artist?
I fuck with Drummer Boy.
Drummer Boy,
dude.
yeah, I fuck with
But
Drummer Boy.
I like
heavy.
his older shit too a lot better too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was
like
a lot.
Am I Wrong and shit.
It was
you
a
know?
lot more. It was different. It was
Blazing
different.
music.
Blazing
you get
music.
me? Yeah,
It was-
yeah,
it was
you know.
yeah, and yeah. Now it's like it's the more up tempo shit.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
more
Like club
current-
shit, no?
More current,
Yeah, yeah.
the more
Mhm,
current shit,
yeah.
and that's hard too. But yeah, I enjoy his older stuff too.
Yeah. And shout out Lintonero, bro. I know you're here. I think appreciate you for tapping in, dude. You know?
Yeah,
My
I
bad,
have
dude.
I have a song with Drummer.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I haven't heard
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
yet, shit,
it's off my last album. It's
Mhm.
called The Block.
Mm-hmm.
I have a song with Drummer. Rucci, I have a song. I like Rucci shit. I like Rucci.
Oh,
But he's not Mexican. You say
Yeah.
Latinos?
Nah,
Nah,
it
he's
could be
mixed.
anybody. and shit.
He's mixed.
Like me, I fuck with Kendrick Lamar and
Okay.
shit, bro. You get me?
Yeah.
That's somebody I bump all the time and shit. Like we have so much unreleased music that I just bump a lot of unreleased shit just because I
Yeah.
like hearing it and shit, dude. You know?
You know, I like Rucci shit because that fool's like his style's just like really,
shit.
like it's just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
like some hype, like it's hype, and it's like I don't know, he's different too. I like different shit for original shit, But yeah, fool, I don't know. I don't really fucking listen to them. I listen to a lot of fucking like older music, fool. Like
Yeah.
I like the Doors. I like CCR.
Oh, all right.
Like
Yeah,
old
yeah.
rock music and stuff.
Yeah, the
like
Doors,
that.
I still fuck with them and shit.
Yeah,
too.
sometimes there's a couple songs, but like CCR, I fuck with heavy.
And shout out Esa West Best too, man. She goes, look, it's good to see. It's not Smurf channel, it's the West Factory channel because my partner right here's gonna talk shit to me later and shit, dude. You know, I just happen to be the better looking one and shit to get on camera and shit. I'm bullshitty, but she goes, I remember she like coming up slowly but surely. I remember when I would only be like 4 of us on the live and shit, bro. You get me? But everybody starts like that, right? You get me?
Yeah,
Everybody
for
starts
sure.
at 0 subscribers, bro.
Yeah,
when you
fool,
create
gotta
that
spread the
channel,
word.
you know?
Gotta spread the word. You gotta fucking do
And
it.
she's brought some people, and I appreciate that, dude. Like, there's a core little base of them that they tap into the hater world. They tap in here, and
Yeah.
all that shit. And I appreciate that, man.
That's right.
But now, yeah, that's dope, dude. So, like, kind of like what, like, you've been doing this shit for a while. You've seen talent at different levels, bro. Beginning, getting there, popping and shit, like legends and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, like, what's some advice you would give to a young artist, bro, right now, dude?
Right now,
Because there's so many young artists right now,
Yeah.
right? They're starting doing music and shit.
right now is for sure be humble, be professional, and make a choice. You can't pick two. You can't be in the streets and be an artist at the same time. You can't have one foot in, you can't have one foot out.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta dedicate yourself. If you're gonna do this rap shit, do it. Do all of it. Control your music. Don't be so quick to sign to a label, especially if you're not getting no
Significant money and shit.
Yeah. If you ain't getting if somebody tries to sign you to a 50-50 and all they're offering you is, I'll pay for your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sign, because you can do that yourself. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure that if somebody comes to you with an offer or anything like that, make sure it's worth it.
At least
Don't
there are
be-
offers
don't-
too where
don't
you can get out of it, huh?
Yeah, those are there's definitely gonna be rare. That's
Yeah.
rare, but don't sign for unless like you're getting a good amount of money, right? In regards, you know what I'm saying? That's got to be a signing bonus, because in advance you're gonna have to pay back.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I'll give you a $100,000 advance. You know what that means?
Yeah. You owe them like
I have to
10
pay you.
album and shit.
I have to
yeah.
pay you back. I can't leave this, you know what I'm saying, situation until you recoup.
Yeah.
Not only are you gonna recoup what you advanced me, but now you gotta recoup what? Studio time? And you gotta
that shit'll still add up and shit?
the labels, that's how labels are rich.
Yeah,
That's how the
yeah.
labels get rich. Because they're gonna sign you and be like, I'll sign you, I'll shoot you $100K or $300,000.
Mhm.
I'll advance you. What? Damn, hell yeah, fool. And all I gotta do is, okay, I'll sign. Nah, you gotta pay that back.
Yeah.
That's in advance. You know what? Actually, Sometimes if your album sales don't do good and you don't pay it back, fuck it. They'll take the, but they're still recouping off of studio time. They're gonna recoup off of any kind of money they put into anything that you do. They gotta recoup. It's in the contract.
Yeah.
Everything's recoupable. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I spent on shooting these fucking 10 videos that we did, I gotta make that back as your label, right? So they're investing in you, but at the same time they're taking it all back. You know, they're just it's kind of like getting a loan.
Yeah.
You might as well go to a bank and get a fucking loan and do it yourself.
Yeah. And because they're the ones taking the credit too, right?
You might,
like,
yeah,
you know,
of
and
course.
getting other artists
you know what?
they signed you.
But you know what else? They're keeping, you know, your copyright. You know what I'm saying? They might get a piece of your publishing. You know what I'm saying? So guess what's gonna happen? Oh yeah, all this music we're gonna collect on it forever. You can get your, you know, you might get your little 50% royalties, but we're getting 50% off top for the streams. I mean, we're getting 100% off top for the streams. You know, as a label. Yeah, all you get is your royalties. Yeah, you get your quarterly royalties every 3 months. You get your mechanical royalties. You get all these. Yeah, you get those. That's all you.
That's why it's dope when they give you like for you to have ownership of your music and shit, right? Like, you know?
Well, you have copyright, you know, but a label, any label you sign with, they're not gonna fucking give you, you know?
Because that's their game.
That's the game. The game is I'm gonna keep collecting off of this music, and you're just gonna get a little percentage every 3 months. But I'm getting everything off the sales off top, which means, you know, CD Baby pays you every 10 days, every Monday, or like, now it's every Monday.
I haven't heard of CD Baby, so that's one too.
So now it's like every Monday they pay you. So all the streams that are collected all week, I'm gonna get those.
Yeah.
You're getting whatever's coming off the back end 3 months down the line.
Yeah.
And you only get those, they're quarterly, so you only get them 4 times a year. You know? But I'm collecting every week off of you.
Yeah.
Off of some shit that, and I've already recouped, right? I've already recouped.
That's all
but
profit.
I own it as a label.
Yeah.
I own it and I keep on. So that's the fucked up part. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the advice you
that's
would give
the advice,
to somebody.
The advice I'm getting is own your music. Own your music. And choose a side, dog. You can't be in the streets and in the studio at the same time. It's not gonna work out for you.
And stay humble and shit.
Oh yeah, stay humble, of course, but
they getting a party on the other side and shit, huh?
On some real shit, just.
It said, hey, there's an AI website that is doing what a label does, pays you in advance. It's wild and shit.
Yeah, no, see, that's the, you know, all that you got to pay back, you know? All that's recoupable. You know, I know there's websites. I know that there's things where it's like, what they'll do is they'll advance you, or they'll give you like, okay, 10 racks, right? They're gonna look at how much income you're making off your music, and they say, okay, so if you're making this much a month, in order for you to pay us back 10,000, we're gonna have to collect on your music for 6 years. So for 6 years, you don't collect nothing, only your royalties. But it's kind of like you're kind of like not selling your catalog, but you get a loan. They'll loan you the money, but in return they want your catalog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you don't have no ownership.
So you don't got nothing until they get recouped. Plus the little fee they put on top of it. That's not worth it either. You know, you're better off going, like I said, either going to a bank or finding somebody close to you or somebody you know that has bread, and be like, look, fool, like I'm looking for like an investor, dog, or something. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know, like. And sometimes the investor will be like, fool, we'll don't trip, fool. Here, we'll collect when there's big money type shit, you know, like, or somebody who has that vision for you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody really believes in you, and they got bread, you know, they might not even trip. They might know, okay, since they're in it with you, they see what's going on. You know, so, you know, if you have a real homie that's willing to invest in you, you know what I'm saying? Do that instead of a fucking label. You know, not everything, you know, happens easy.
Yeah.
People want the easy way. People want the fast way.
Yeah.
People want I'm gonna get signed. Oh shit, that's just a label. Okay, getting signed. Oh, I just got signed. Sounds cool, right? Nah.
I heard stories too that people sign with labels. They get the advance, and then they can't even work.
Yeah,
You get me?
that's because that's because the label will shelve you, fool. Because you know what? Okay, now you know what? We can't. We're focused. We just got another artist, and this artist right here is popping, and we're gonna focus on this artist now. So right now, whatever you do, we're just not. We can't release you right now.
Yeah.
So.
And they got albums that sit in that shelf for a while and shit, huh?
Dog, 10 years. I think Dilated Peoples was in that situation for 10 years.
Man.
They didn't release music.
Yeah,
they couldn't release an album, fool, because fucking, I don't know, what was it, Interscope or some shit? They were signed to a major label who didn't want to put the music out.
That's crazy, right?
Until the contract ran out, and they had they waited it. I don't think they bought themselves out of it. I think they had to wait the whole fucking 10 years,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so it's
and
some
then
bullshit.
that's all in contracts and shit too, bro. And then you find out like what that meant, right? Like when you like, nah, I'm gonna just take it somewhere. Oh, you can't. You hear me?
Yeah.
Or you can't do that feature over there and shit. You know?
Oh, but you say the favorite rappers too. That's one of my favorite rappers too. Rocka Irish Science from Dilated People. So I got a couple songs with. I did one with him and Shady Boy called "The Pain of My City." It was me, Rocka from Dilated, and Shady Boy. But yeah, that was one of my favorite artists too. Another humble.
Shady Boy, the one that has this song called Disco Lights?
Yeah.
That's a fire ass song, bro.
Yeah, that's a homie too.
Yeah.
That fool,
yeah, he fire and shit.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. That fool.
I feel like he speaks real shit. Like,
he's the
sometimes
fool.
I'd be like, damn, did he go through that and shit?
He did, fool.
Oh,
That fool's really like music fool. Like he puts it all. He's not afraid to like put his heart on his sleeve when it comes to doing music. If that fool's going through some shit or whatever, or he'll put it out there. Like he'll let it be known. Like you know.
Yeah, I like the statement part 2 from him. There's fire and shit, and I like that song. The Disco Lights and shit.
Yeah. A lot of pain. He's been through a lot of shit, fool. But he's a strong ass fool though. Like that's the homie right there too. I got a couple songs with him. And that fool be in the booth sweating, dog.
Oh yeah,
he be fucking until he gets it right, fool.
Yeah.
One time I was like, "Hey, fool, like just do it right here, and then we'll punch you in." And that fool's like, he just looked at me like, "Nah, dog, I'm gonna do the whole thing, fool."
Oh yeah,
like he does. He's like a generation before me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's used to doing beginning to end.
Oh shit!
I punch, fool. I'll be punching.
I've seen guys that try and like do it like that, and you get gassed out. You can see it or hear it like towards the end, right? You're running out of wind, bro.
Shady Boy don't like to punch, fool.
Oh really?
Nope. That fool's like, nah, hold on, fool. We're gonna get it right. And we'll record it.
And the more you do it, the more you're running out of breath too, no?
Well, no, because you start to know when to take your little. So it's like if you're running out of breath here, you might want to take a little extra between these other words. You know what I mean? So like,
I'm not in shit.
But that fool Shady Boy, he won't punch.
Yeah.
He'd be like, nah, fool, we gotta record the whole verse beginning to end.
Yeah.
And he'll get it done.
Oh shit.
That's like old school shit, like you know. Yeah. And then he'll record the doubles behind it, you know. Same thing how Stomper too. Stomper used to do it like that too.
Oh, who's your favorite artist you have worked with, dude?
Oh man, my favorite artist. My favorite artist I work with is the homie Truth.
Oh, okay.
Truth 100. Yeah, that's like because I'll show you some shit. It's on my. I released a song with him that's on the new project. It's on my YouTube. We can bump it after this, but.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, that fool's to me slept on more than me.
Oh, that's what's up.
Cause he's got the industry like you can hear him on the radio. I think he's got that.
Oh really?
He's dope, fool. He's real dope, and I don't know why motherfuckers are sleeping on him, but I just be like, damn, fool, like this fool, he's got bars, fool. He's real melodic and shit like that. And he's got, like I'm saying, like he'll blow motherfuckers out the water with his style, fool. Like straight up. A lot of shit you hear on the radio right now, his shit is better than that.
Oh shit.
I think so.
Yeah, well, I know the radio has a lot of politics and shit, bro. Right? You know?
Well, I mean, in order to get radio play, you gotta pay. You know, you gotta pay. It's like,
well, not even like, cause like,
no, you trust me, you gotta pay.
Yeah,
you gotta. Fool, ain't no radio playing your music for free.
Yeah.
Even like it might be the hottest thing popping or whatever. That record got paid. There's somebody paying for that record to be spun. Fool.
Yeah.
It could be the label. It could be a manager. It could be an investor.
If I was a DJ, and just to tell you the tap in Thursday.
Yeah.
I think that fool Dopey just pulled up and shit.
Yeah.
Came from the Pocos Pero Locos idea. Remember that show?
Yeah.
That shit was fire. I wonder if those folks were only playing like, or do you have to pay maybe there, or you think that was the little section where like let's discover artists?
I think Kool-Aid had a lot to do with that, right?
Yeah, I heard her talking about it at Hater World.
From what I remember, I don't think anybody was paying. I think that was a real like
just out of love and
out
shit.
of love. I believe so. Yeah, because it was their own little what they had like an hour.
Yeah.
Just their own little hour.
That shit was fire.
Well, they probably needed it just to take up space. Okay, well we can fit you in here.
Because it was late night too. Remember?
Yeah, it's cool. We got whatever. Boom. You guys can do that. You know, but yeah, I think it was pure. I think it was pure, like out of love that she did that or that they got put on like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now
that was a dope ass show. So that's kind of like where the idea came from. Tap In Thursday with something like that, dude. You know,
that's dope. Fool.
And I'm not a DJ, dude. But if I was a DJ, I would have like a segment where it was like, oh, I'm gonna play the song of the week today that I found. You ain't never heard of this cat right here.
That's all good.
You're gonna hear him today. You get me?
But that's all good. But don't forget, there's a program director.
There is, yeah. That's gonna be like, who the fuck is this?
When
we got bills to pay.
When I went to K-Day, I went to K-Day, the homie DJ Mike Live, we on Super Bowl Sunday, we did a drop. It was like it was when that Alcoholic song came out. The flute song. It was a beat. I don't know. It was real popular. And we did a little drop. So we were just like, Mike Live on 93.5, K-Day. So it was like me and three of my homies. And that fool played it, fool. And as soon as he played, he got in trouble. The program director came in. What the fuck was that? He goes, man, I was playing. No, he called him. He goes, no, I didn't play the Alcoholic song. I played a drop. I played it. Who was it? That was my boys right here. And fool giving them shit.
Shit.
Yeah, the program director's in charge of all that shit. So not even DJs get as much freedom as you think.
Oh, man, yeah. And here I thought DJs are like the showrunner and shit, no?
PDs, man, program directors.
Nah, but that's what's up, man. So now, anything else you want to say to the folks out here, bro? You know?
Man, just
we're going on almost 2 hours and shit, bro. Crazy. I could go on for 3-4, but you know?
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to bore them with all this talk about the industry.
Then like Lintonero, you invest in stocks too. I do it through Money Lion. They got their own little thing going on and shit, you know?
Money Lion?
I never heard of Money Lion. I used to use Robinhood for stocks and stuff.
You know what? I got locked out of my account. I don't
even
know. I probably got a gang of money in there. I don't even know it.
Yeah, I buy stocks. I got through Charles Schwab though. I have like an account of retirement fund. And if one advice I can give y'all is always buy the S&P 500 index. It follows the companies, like the top 500 companies in the world. So they're always doing good. Yeah. And that's an index that's going to grow over time. Yeah. So, like, for example, if you buy it at $100, it's going to be at $200 one day, $300. Like, it's always going to grow.
And about how long?
Oh, well, it goes with the market. So, it'll come down as well, too, but it does go with the market and shit, you know?
What's up, boy?
Yeah. But that's one thing I do and shit, you know? I do fucking stocks a lot.
Yeah, that's just confusing to me. Yeah. I just know you got to put your money up, and then it collects.
Yeah, I do. I like doing the research. I like finding the companies and all that shit. And I do companies that have dividends. I do companies that.
What's the best stock you've ever invested in?
Apple, bro.
Oh, you invested in Apple?
Apple and Disney. So when COVID came and they took their money out, there's one thing I learned, dude. When people take the money out, when the market crashes and people take the money out, the only people that can make a market crash are super rich people, right? So you lose and I lose when they do that, right? Because what we do, we get scared and we sell at less the cost now because you don't want to lose all your money, right? You don't know if it's going to keep crashing. So when somebody takes it out, let's say a stock's $10 and they take their money out and it drops it to $5, right? You take it out. Even if you're losing $2 a share, you take it out because you're nervous. But then the big money goes and buys it cheaper now. So now they just made all that money from you pulling your money out. So one thing that I learned is I only buy companies that I feel are going to be here forever. Disney, Apple, right? Like those companies aren't going anywhere, bro. Like something crazy would have to happen, right? You know, to see if Apple was going to go away, right? So then what I do is when I see people, the rich people take their money out and the stock drops, I buy it. I buy that shit when it's low, like, and I try and buy it when. So if I got $100 and at Disney drops, I buy $50, and then if it's gonna drop more, I buy another 50 and another 50 as it goes lower and lower and lower. That's what I did in COVID, dude. And on Disney stock alone, I won't put my thing out there. I made $6K on Disney stock alone, and like $5K on Apple stock, bro.
Damn.
Profit. You know, of course they tax 50% later on, but I just keep reinvesting and they're not realized gains and shit, right? And then when you buy stocks that have dividends, the more you buy them, the more they hold the value, and they pay you quarterly money for having them. So you get $24 for Apple just for having it. And
do you know anything about Bitcoin? What's a pump and dump?
So people basically like if you're a very popular dude, you connect with this guy that's gonna do a Bitcoin, and then you sell it, bro. You promote it like, hey, we got Misfit coins dropping, bro. Like, boom, tap your money in right now. This is gonna be hot. So everybody starts buying that money, and it goes high.
But why do people buy the money for it?
Because they think it's gonna be valuable.
How and what
Because they're
determines
like,
the
oh,
value?
Misfit's behind it.
But what determines the value?
How many people buy it? But let's say you have your money in the beginning. You put 10,000. Somebody puts, all the people get together and they put 20,000. Now it's worth 30,000. But then you take out, your value went up. So then you take your money out. So you just dump that stock. You just make people buy it and you rob them, basically. That's why some people are wanted around the United States right now because of that shit, dude, you know?
Pump and dump.
Pump and dump stocks. And it's always famous people that do it. The latest one was that lady Hawk Tour. Remember?
Or the Hawathorne coin.
Yeah, remember? They did that. I don't know if they used her.
I'll pump and dump her.
But they did a pump and dump, and that shit's illegal, bro. You get me?
Pump and dump.
But people are making millions and shit.
That sounds fucked up.
It does.
Sounds like something you do to.
It's white collar robbery and shit. It's like robbing a bank, but without the risk of robbing a bank.
Or like a bad dating situation.
Yeah,
Pump and dump.
for real. I learned a lot, bro, just through life and meeting people. And I always, like I said, boom, like, watch, next time you come, I might have a laptop with Studio One on there and shit, bro. You get me?
Right.
Like, you know, you're going to be like, damn, remember I told this fool about that shit. With everything, dude, you know?
For sure.
But not yet. Anything else you want to tell the folks out there and shit, bro?
Just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for music. I mean, a lot of people ask me when I drop or I have dropped.
Yeah.
I just dropped that one song that I was talking about like fucking 3 weeks ago. So
that's what's up. Go and
just
run that up, man.
Yeah, just go to the YouTube. Like you bunch of new shit all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. And I appreciate you making time for us, bro. I hope we can have you back after you drop your album and shit, dude. You know, with Baldacci and everybody.
Yeah.
And then give us an update on what you're doing, bro. And for sure, we're going to get some tracks in right here at the studio when we got it, dude, you know?
I'm with it.
You're going to see Misfit hop on something with Wish. Hopefully, you like the new homie, Baby Join. You hop on something with him.
I'll check it out.
No pressure and shit. My bad. I didn't mean to put that on the live like that and shit, you know?
Nah, I'm always...
But look, when I put you on the flyer... Yeah. I had at least 6 people reach out, like comment and be like, Misfit's dope. Oh shit, you got Misfit? Like I'm telling you, so people fuck with you, bro.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. Longevity.
I don't gotta tell you that. I guess you know,
No, yeah,
but,
we in this for longevity.
Yeah, even when I told the homie Silent, he's like, oh yeah, that was hard, bro. You know? Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's what's up, man. So, you know. So everybody that ain't following him and subscribe to him, go check out his music, man. He got a different sound. He's dope. He's been doing it for a minute and shit, man. And he's local from around the area as well, too, man. You know, so make sure y'all stay tapped in. But appreciate everybody that came today. You know, I lose track of days now, bro. I was gonna say it's Friday night, but it's Wednesday and shit. But now, hey, make sure.
Working all the time.
Yeah, we do. We working all the time. Right now, we're gonna do something. You know. Tomorrow we got Tap In Thursday. Hey, Queen Marley, I'm waiting for your song so we can play it on the live, man. Don't be shy. Little Mafia says, Smurf, tell Young Dopey to shout me out. I don't know if it works like that, bro. You know, I can't keep asking people to do stuff, man. You get me? Then they gonna stop coming to hang out with me and shit, bro. They gonna be like,
that only wants me to shout people out.
He's always asking me for shit, bro. You get me? What did you say? Fidelity sucks. They banned me. Oh yeah, I went into Fidelity. That's an investment firm like Charles Schwab, and I didn't have a $100K check. I think I went in there with a rollover, and they were like, "Oh, you could go do that out online. Like you this office is like for the big money." I was like, "Oh shit." you know where I'm not creating an account. You get me? And I went across the street to Charles Schwab, and they were like welcome wagon, bro, like coffee and everything and shit, you know? Oh, like that's what's up, man, you know? But now, and make sure you visit our website, man, www.thewestfactoryshop.com. We got 15% off everything right now, hats. We got the new emojis on there, man. Make sure y'all go and check it out, get you some and shit, man, you know? And we got a few slots left for that show, man. Make sure you guys tap in Oxnard, California, headlining Yellow Hill and Young Dopey. We got a couple dope-ass artists, and there's only a few tickets left. So if you need them, make sure y'all holler at me. And I am going to give that slot away to somebody still, too. So I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe we do that tomorrow. Some new up-and-coming artists get a free slot to open up, man, express yourself, give your skills, and all that good stuff, man. But appreciate everybody that tapped in. Thanks for the support. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
The merch, if you guys want to get some merch, the website is www.thestreetsmadeus.com.
Oh, dope. Make sure you check it out. You can put that on the highlighted, thestreetsmadeus.com and shit. Mm-hmm. We'll drop it on the comment as well, too, after the video post. But make sure you tap in, man. Check out his work and everything, man, you know?
Beats. Anybody need beats, get at me.
Oh, yeah, produce beats, man, for sure. Boom bap, any type of thing, right? Anything, engineering and shit.
Engineering, you guys need me to mix some shit, master some shit. I got access to a SSL board. Just hit me up. Let me know. Anything music related, I'll pretty much do it all. So
that's what's up. And for a minute, man, he'll tell you if you suck. He'll tell you if you're good. You get me? But don't come with that whack shit, though, right?
With that whack shit.
Nah, that's me saying it, not him, though. So, you know.
I actually had somebody today who we're talking. We're going for a couple of days now talking about. He wanted a feature, but then today he hit me up. He sent me some money too, but he's like, "Hey, dog, honestly, I don't think I'm ready." He's like, "But I'm gonna shoot you this, fool, for your time, you know?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, fool, good looking out."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And there's some folks that like they want to do it, but they don't have that. Like they're a little nervous or a little scared. No,
I mean,
what would you say to that, bro? Just do it, no?
Nah, I just told him like, "Fool, that's cool. Like, it's cool. Like, you feel. I don't want you to come into this situation doubting yourself."
That's true too. Yeah.
You know, where's that gonna lead us?
Yeah. To me, it's like if you want to rap and you wrote something down and let it rip, bro.
Yeah,
like record it on your phone and let it play.
He records for himself.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about the feature.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm not ready for that feature, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't want to fuck that one up and shit.
I guess
dude,
not. He's probably like, I'm gonna get my skills back up and I'll get at you. You know?
And that's good that he's willing to invest in himself too, bro. A lot of folks ain't ready to do that, or willing to do it too, man. So putting money. Fuck, dude, that's when you got to take it seriously, I think, too,
Yeah, for sure.
But for sure, again, appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow for Tap In Thursday's new music. And have a good night, y'all.
Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you're still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go.